Good evening. I would like to call to order the Keizer City Council in regular session. It is Monday, February 2nd, 2026, and ask our city recorder to please call roll.
Councilor Parsons?
Here.
Councilor Cross?
Here.
Mayor Clark?
Here.
Council President Starr?
Here.
Councilor Christopher?
Here.
Councilor Duran?
Here.
Councilor Kohler?
Councilor Kohler is currently excused, and we will take action under the special orders of business to change that status shortly.
Youth Councilor Guptill?
Here.
All right. Thank you very much. If you are able, I ask you to rise and all join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. As I said, under the special orders of business, the first action item is to deem it important that Councilor Kohler appear electronically and be considered in attendance. So just to refresh everybody's memory, we did this for the month of January, and this will be for, I believe it's for the month of February. Would that be correct, Councilor Kohler?
I anticipate being back after the weekend after Valentine's Day.
So just for safety's sake, would you be okay with us saying for the month of February to give you the flexibility? Sure. Council President Starr?
I move that the Keizer City Council approve Councilor Kohler appearing electronically and being considered in attendance for the month of February for all city council meetings and work sessions.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council deem it important that Councilor Kohler appear electronically and be considered in attendance for meetings in the month of February, including regular session, work sessions, and all other council business. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously. Councilor Kohler's status now goes to present. And thank you for joining us, Councilor. It's good to see you. All right, let's go then to our second special order of business, which is a proclamation for Black History Month. And to do our presentation this month, Councilor Duran, would you please introduce our speaker?
Yes, Larry Porter, who is on the CDEC committee, is going to come up and give us a presentation. And Larry's originally from Selma, Alabama, and his family was part of the civil rights movement in the 70s. And they moved here in the 70s from there, and he worked as a TriMat driver for 25 years, and now works as retired. He still works as with Salem Academy Christian School, and he is a chaplain here in the area.
Welcome, Mr. Porter. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here, and thank you for inviting me to come. So I will do my very best. I timed myself as many times as I can to get this down within 5 minutes. So being that I am from the South and come from a background of Black pastors, it's hard. So I'm gonna do my very best. But we are on Black History Month. And Black history is very overlooked. And it's a triumph and it's a struggle of African descent. It is not just about slavery, but the stories and the resilience and the innovation of all Black Americans. The contribution of Black Americans, crucial components, is a deserved recognition beyond just a month out of the year. I say that because I grew up in Selma, Alabama, where I was very young at the time. I didn't know who all these people were in my grandparents' house. But as I got older in life, I was told who all these people were to where I was able to understand who Dr. Martin Luther King was when we were members of his church, Rosa Parks, and so many other people. But those are the two that really stands out to me. One, Dr. Martin Luther King, because on the day I was born, gave my parents a $1 bill because I was born January 1st. And we still have that $1 bill in our family Bible. I can't touch. The other thing was Rosa Parks, because her and my grandmother were very close friends, and she was the one that would always allow us to come and get food when my grandfather would get mad at us. And we would be able to run into the house, and run out and grab some food and leave. But to see so many things from that time as a child to where I am at today come to life because of those movements. And one of the things that stand out was in '76 when President Gerald Ford officially made Black History Month official, urging the nation to honor the neglected accomplishments of so many that has helped make this nation great. The other thing that stands out that I was raised to understand was Dr. Daniel Hale Williams, who was the first Black American to successfully complete the first open heart surgery. The other thing, because our family has been part of almost every conflict that America has been involved in, was in 1945, the all-Black female military unit in World War II, the 6888, and also the Red Tails, which were known as the Tuskegee Airmen, and the other one, which I learned a lot as a child, was the Patton's Panthers, which breaks my heart that a lot of Black Americans don't know about. And they were the all-Black tank battalion during World War II. Rosa Parks helped push along the rights for not just Black Americans, but for all people to be able to ride the bus successfully without worrying about their statue of life, their color of skin, and who they were as a people. Seeing that my family was a big part of the civil rights movement to help shape this nation. When we moved here to Oregon in the Northwest, they worked in the shipyard. And when the civil rights movement started, my family all moved back to be a part of that. And after Dr. Martin Luther King was assassinated, my family slowly started moving back here in the Northwest to put a big hand in the north and northeast part of Portland, Oregon. And then my immediate family slowly started moving here in the mid-'70s, '80s, where I eventually came here and I went to a school called Milwaukee High School, which was a major shock to me because I'd never been to a school that I was not the majority. But I learned a lot going to a predominantly all-white school. I got to know more about their culture, which I said was a culture shock for me. But I got to learn a lot of things that I didn't get to know about when I was living back in the South. And so, but again, Black History Month is more than just 30 to 31 days out of the year to celebrate what so many have laid their lives down for to make this nation great. To me, and the way I was raised, that Black history is a 12-month, 24-hour, 7 days a week movement. And it's not just for Black Americans, but it's for people of all race. Because we are all one nation and we're all one people. And that's what so many people died for. And that's what so many people walked for and fought for. And I'll end it on this note. And this one's really hard for me, was, I'll find it. I don't know if a lot of y'all remember Bloody Sunday, but I lost 2 uncles that day. And that's really still hard because my family still talk about that. But that day, my family still never preached hate in our hearts towards people of white descent. And to this day, I still don't, because I still believe what so many died for, and that's the freedom of all to celebrate what so many fought for all of us to have. And so for me, Black History Month is not just a 1 month out of the year celebration. It's a 12-month, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week celebration. So thank you.
Thank you.
And I have children that serve in this country to prove that, so.
Thank you. So if you would just stand by, I'm going to read today's proclamation, and I would be honored if you would accept a copy on behalf of our community to thank you for your service to our nation and to our community. The proclamation reads as follows. Whereas Black History Month celebrates rich cultural heritage, contributions, triumphs, and adversities of our Black community that are an integral part of our country's history. And whereas 50 years after the first celebrations, then President Gerald R. Ford officially recognized Black History Month at the country's 1976 bicentennial and called on Americans to seize the opportunity to honor the too often neglected accomplishments of Black Americans in every area of endeavor throughout our history. And whereas Dr. Carter G. Woodson, a founder of the Association for the Study of African American Life and History, first had the idea of this month-long celebration in 1926 out of concern that Black children were not being taught about their ancestors' achievements in American schools. And whereas the 2026 theme is, quote, a century of Black history commemorations, unquote, which focuses 50 years of Negro History Week and 50 years of Black History Month. And whereas Martin Luther King Jr. incorporated issues outlined by Randolph's March on Washington movement, such as economic justice, into the Poor People's Campaign, which he established in 1967. And whereas the people of Keizer recognize and celebrate the accomplishments, contributions, and achievements of our Black community members. Therefore, the Keizer City Council, assembled here in regular session, does hereby proclaim the month of February 2026 as Black History Month, and urges all the people of Keizer to study the history of Black Americans and support efforts to establish safe communities and a culture of belonging where Black lives and families can be sustained, fortified, and respected. Ladies and gentlemen, Black History Month. We could be up here with our council. Yes, please. Larry, on behalf of the people of Keizer, would you please accept a copy of this with thanks for your service to our nation and your families, and as a symbol of our willingness to work together as a unified community. Thank you, sir. much. God bless. The city also has displays out in our living room area that have some wonderful information for local Black history, and I encourage everybody to enjoy that as well. We will now have another item under special orders of business. After so many years, Mr. Bill Lawyer has figured out the way to retirement. It's hard to believe, isn't it? After 36 years of service to the people of Keizer, and we are extremely grateful for that. Rhonda, I'm going to let you go first. I think you have a small presentation, and then I have one on behalf of the City Council and the City of Keizer.
Good evening. I'm Rhonda Rich. I'm president of the West Keizer Neighborhood Association.
And I'm Mandy Hanson. I'm vice president.
We're here tonight to thank and honor the service that Bill Lawyer has given to not only the West Keizer Neighborhood Association, but to the city of Keizer. Since 2012, as interim public works director, Bill has been attending our general meetings every year to update us on the health of the city's arterial system that moves drinking and stormwater, sewage, and traffic through Keizer, and being well-maintained is essential for the health of our city. Bill has dedicated himself for many years to maintain these systems, along with our park system that many of us go to relax and recreate, enhancing the livability of our neighborhood and the community of Keizer. Major park projects, and this goes way back, that WICNA has been involved with and working with Bill is Keizer Rapids Park improvements such as the marine facility, the big toy, the artificial turf fields, and the dog park. We enjoy these recreational amenities and the improvements made in the 4 neighborhood parks, Wallace House, new play structure in 2007, and the recent clearing of the lower bank with new trails at Willamette Manor Park, the new play structure in 2013, repairing the tennis courts at Willamette Manor Park, and adding environmental plantings on the hillside, also including Sunset Park and Palmacia, making these parks more accessible to the Willamette River and adding seating and picnic areas for everyone to enjoy. On our most northern boundary, Bill led the project to improve Chamala Road north from River Road to Keizer Rapids Park with attractive stormwater swales, sidewalks, and bike lanes. It's hard to imagine Chamala without those. A big improvement was adding a traffic light at Delight and Chamala at the entrance of McNary High School, improving the flow of traffic and making a safer crossing for our students. Which leads us to probably the biggest and most important project in our neighborhood, making a safe route for children walking or biking to and from Cummings Elementary School and McNary High School. This was a major improvement for the safety of our children, and we know it wasn't easy working with the Sam Keizer School District and the neighbors for easements and right-of-way, but Bill saw it through to completion. Several other projects that we're grateful for Bill's leadership is the installation of the flashing speed signs on Shoreline and a speed bump on Cummings Lane at Cummings Elementary School, and the improvement of the crosswalk at Cummings and Delight, along with some other smaller projects of curb striping next to Holiday Swim Club in the corner of Shoreline and Raffel, striping on Sunset Avenue to slow traffic, and installing a speed limit sign on Mambrin. Bill has made improvements to our neighborhood a safer place to live. So thank you, Bill, for your service to our community and always being available to answer our questions. We'll miss you, but know that you will enjoy your retirement. So thank you very much. We gave him an annual park pass to the state parks because I know he likes parks. So thank you, Bill.
Thank you so much, Rhonda. I do have a presentation of a plaque, but I would like to give city council members an opportunity to say a few words, and then I'll make the presentation. I'm going to start with Councilor Parsons.
Of course you are.
Well, normally I'm kind of going the other way, so you get to go first today.
Well, my initiation into the city, by the way, was Parks Board. So Rob Kistler was still there, but only like for a year or two, and then Bill stepped in and it was like smooth sailing. Nothing was different, you know, he just kept it up and I've enjoyed working with Bill over the years. You know, we've had our little, you know, conflicts, but I don't always get my way and, you know, that's the way it works. But I do appreciate what you've done. I think Keizer is a better community because of what you've done and how you've led. And I wish you good luck in retirement. It's really fun, trust me.
Counselor Cross.
Thank you, Mr. Lawyer. Thank you for your feistiness. Is that, is that a safe word? Because you definitely are feisty. Thank you for the plethora of questions that Counselor Starr and I love to ask because you put up with the doozy of them. So thank you for that. And thank you for keeping smiling. And I hope that your retirement is full of smiles. We wish you the best.
Council President Starr.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Mr. Lawyer, thank you for your grace and your patience with me over the last 4 years. And we all thank you for that. And tolerating my, in quotes, love of traffic studies. But I just wish you the best. And may you enjoy this time with your family, your grandchildren, and just live each day and appreciate it as I know you will. So thank you.
Counselor Christopher.
Thank you. So Bill and I have worked together for, well, 40 years probably. How many years were you here before you became Public Works Director, when you were working under Rob?
15 there and then 7 before that.
Yeah, here we are, old. Yeah, yeah, that's right, we worked on, oh, I know, here we all are. And when I came back on council, I told Bill, you know, the minute that you are able to retire, it's that good. For any of you out there, Hirsch, for any of you out there, every minute that you can spend being the master of your own destiny is well worth it. I can't, there's just no words that can make a difference like you've made for Keizer. I mean, 37 years. There's just no difference. And there's no substitute for that type of experience, Carrie. So I hope you have him on speed dial. I know you're around. I know you're not leaving us. So I'm sure that she will, as all of us will. I have your cell number.
He's gonna change that.
So you have my deepest heartfelt thank you for the countless hours that you have given this community. And you know, I know how many that is. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful retirement. We're thrilled that you are able to do that while you're still a super, super young man.
Counselor Duran.
Yeah, Bill, I've worked with you on projects for at least 20 years. First one was the river wall. I wanted to do a remodel project on and that was between you and Rob, and that was a new endeavor for the city and for myself to figure out how to make that happen. And you guys did a great job, and you were right there giving me the answers I needed and finding them. So that was, you know, that was more than 20 years ago, but that was a while ago. So, yeah, it's been great. The things that we've been able to do here in Keizer, and you've been right there and involved in all of it. And you've made, you know, my time here on city council, you've given, you know, expert, you know, opinions and, you know, your knowledge that has made things easier for us to make our decisions. So I thank you for all that you've done and everything that you've done for the city and for the council, and enjoy your retirement.
Counselor Kohler.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I've known Mr. Lawyer for over 30 years. I first got to know him as the coach of the A's in the American League at Keizer Little League. I recently took the opportunity to visit with him in his office, and we had an enjoyable time reminiscing about days of yore and what our futures are. I find Bill to be a man of integrity, very knowledgeable and fair. He has been a great asset for us in Keizer, and we will miss him. I wish him health and all the best in his retirement. He has earned it. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Counselor.
So what everybody said, I have found working with you to be an incredible experience, someone with your knowledge, your intellect, your grit, figuring things out. That's what Keizer does. The Keizer way is to figure things out to get to yes, to find solutions where there aren't any, and to keep digging until we get information, ideas, and figure it out. And you have just been such a leader in that can-do attitude. It's you, it's your entire team. When we're faced with new things like adding a stormwater utility, that was new ground and we figured it out. New regulations come down all the time. Figure them out and you make it work. And with in mind to make sure it's the top quality for Keizer. You're always thinking ahead, making sure that we have the resources we need. Keeping our system in a state of good repair has been a source of pride for you, personally and professionally, and it shows in everything you've touched. Thank you so much for your work, and I believe you've prepared a team to leave it in good hands. Congratulations, and I would now like to, Mr. Brown, would you like to help present this plaque to Mr. Lawyer? Oh, and for folks who don't know, there's going to be a reception from 4 to 6 on the 4th, Wednesday, right here to honor Mr. Lawyer. On behalf of the people of Keizer, we are so thankful for the work that you've done to make this a safe, wonderful place with just the ground, literally the groundwork that we can build on. Congratulations and our heartfelt thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yay, Bill.
Chris, let's come on up here. Oh, and your family is
Son, sister.
son, sister-in-law here. Come on up. It's all about family. Chris. Surprise.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mr. Bill Lawyer, everybody. All right. Try to top that. So I don't envy our next presenters, but they also have done great work for our community, and we're looking forward to this update from the Keizer Chamber of Commerce. So with that, I would like to invite down Jeremy Turner, who is the president of the board, and Jonathan Thompson, treasurer. And glad to have you here today. And just for the record, Council President Shani Starr has been working as the interim executive director, so she is stepping down during this presentation. So it's clear that this is separate and apart from her employment. So just want to make sure we're clear on that. All right, welcome.
Thank you,
Glad to
Madam
have you
Mayor,
here.
and members of the council. My name is Jonathan Thompson. I'm Chamber Treasurer, and I live here in Keizer. Contrary to what we just witnessed, despite what we may want to do, neither one of us can offer our retirements tonight. So we just like to take a few minutes of your time, and we appreciate the time tonight to just briefly update you on what the Chamber's been up to. And then if you have any questions, we're happy to answer those as well. In addition to our ongoing greeters and ribbon cuttings, we have the Christmas tree lighting ceremony, which many of you are at, was very successful. Lots of people were there, and it was a good night. We recently completed the Holiday Lights Parade. A lot of people came out. I think they were probably there to see Jeremy in his golf cart, but either way, they came out. River Road was more packed than I think I've seen it in almost 10 years of working on this parade. I mean, there was a lot of people there. And according to some data we got from Travel Salem, about 6,000 people came from outside of our community. So that was a big get for us. And we appreciate the support of Public Works and the police department in helping make that happen. That parade would not happen without their support. We also did our Giving Basket program. This year we served 207 families. We appreciate the partnership with the Elks Lodge that we get there. That's been great. We are always on the lookout for more groups that want to partner on that project to make it even a bigger reach into the community. We logged over 300 volunteer hours on that project alone. So big thanks to the people who helped with that. Celebrate Keizer was a couple of weeks ago. We had some wonderful award winners. The room was full. I loved the dueling pianos. That was a lot of fun. And we've also restructured some of the honors the first citizen gets. So I think you'll see Joe in a few more places around. I don't know if he knows that yet, but he has some more responsibilities, as do some of our other winners. So those winners were wonderful people. It was a pleasure to honor them and look forward to seeing them in the community. The Keizer Chamber Foundation, our 501c3, is now up and running. We have had some very generous contributions to that foundation, and that will be the entity which runs the Giving Basket programs, and also our business leader education programs will all run through that foundation. It exists to be able to give people a tax deductible place to put contributions, and so far that's worked very well. And for the rest of it, Mr. Turner.
Oh, it is on. Okay. Jeremy Turner. I'm a Keizer resident as well, and the Keizer Chamber president. Just little details that we've seen. Our website traffic is pretty steady from the last year. I will say that we have done more outreach through other avenues, not just the website. We've actually presented more information through our email. We're seeing bigger growth within our text messaging. So the website isn't going to be always the place that people are going to get the details of our events. We are finding that just giving the information to people in direct ways is much better than having them go find it. The visitor center has been updated. If many of you have been in there recently, you'll notice that we no longer have the front desk in the entryway. It is really a visitor center and it's much more welcoming. We are in the process of finding a new paint for one of the walls, and then also we are tracking down the last 4 Keizer Fest posters that we need to complete the set, which has been a lot of fun, and myself, and I'm sure I'll get a few other volunteers to help clean out the storage unit one more time to see if we can't find 3 or 4 of them there. We have launched a regular meetings with the business community in the Keizer Police Department. We have another one that we're going to be scheduling here in the next couple about a month or two, so that we can have that as a quarterly basis. We had probably 10, 15 people, maybe more than that, show up to our last meeting, and I believe it went really well. We've also reinvigorated the ambassador program and restructured it so that we have about, I think, 16 people that are now part of the ambassador program, which is going to help us continue to build leadership within our group, so that we can also use that as a stepping stone into becoming board members for us. So we're not just asking who wants to be there, we're identifying leadership within our members throughout the year. We have brought back our Chamber 101 program, which is giving people a better opportunity to learn more about what they're going to get out of the chamber by what they're putting into it. We want to make sure that we are just part of the wheel, and we're not, the driving force that's going to keep their business afloat, but just give them the resources available to them. We really want to be an organization that helps with the business advocacy part and training, and not just be an event-based organization. Our interim executive director myself and the rest of the board have been working closely together throughout the last 7-8 months now to identify yearly planning, restructuring communications and sponsorship asks, formalizing SOPs for major events and processes. And I'm sure for those of you who had joined us during Celebrate Keizer, you saw how much more interactive it was with our guests. We shortened the program by quite a bit. And I think everybody really had a great time visiting with each other. And I will say that I did receive quite a bit of flack for letting people know ahead of time. But I will tell you that the award winners really did appreciate being able to have an opportunity to sit down with their families and enjoy a dinner out. And they all showed up and didn't grumble about being there, and they enjoyed their time. Just hypothetical, right, Marlene? Or Counselor? We really did enjoy our time there. And so we want to make it a fun city event, and we want to make sure that it's open to everybody. So we're doing our best to get the message out there. So what are we working on? Keizer Fest planning is well underway. I know we have a lot more space, so we really appreciate Keizer Rapids Park having more of a level ground for us to work with this year. Thank you to the city for bringing that dirt in. And we have all but signed the dotted line with a amusement park ride vendor that's going to be able to bring up to 15 different rides and amusements to the park. So our small little 1.25 acres that we were using is growing quite a bit in the next couple weeks. So the directory, we'll be honest with you, that has been one of our biggest challenges. The company that was decided upon last year has not delivered as what we expected. We have learned more and more about that agreement as time has gone on. After a long discussion with multiple board members and everybody in the company, we kind of decided that in order to make this actually happen in a timely manner, we had to keep pushing forward to make that happen. They assured us within the next 6 to 8 weeks it'll be done, but that is just where we're at right now. It was not the direction we thought we were going in, but it's where we're at, and we're making the best of it as it's been brought to us. Executive director search. That's about it. I'm just kidding. We just finished up our round of interviews. We are going to be, the position was put out, I think, the beginning of January. We are going to be making a final decision very soon, and we have made some announcements on when we will probably be releasing that information. So only a few things have been happening in the last 2 months.
Sure.
About 6 or 8 months.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And yes, when we saw the announcement on Facebook that meet the new executive director, inquiring minds wanted to know and thought, well, maybe tonight's the night, but alas.
No,
not the announcement tonight.
No, not the announcement tonight. We're going to make sure that we have an opportunity to sit down as a board, make the final decision, and then we will be making an announcement to everybody. Or maybe the person just shows up that day. I don't know. We haven't decided yet.
All right, so stay tuned for coming attractions. Council members, questions of Mr. Turner, Mr. Thompson on the work by the Chamber of Commerce? Okay. First of all, I want to say thank you. Coming in, reporting out, this is the first year and a half of having, a written agreement between our two organizations, and learning to work and develop this relationship has been ongoing, and I really appreciate the effort that everybody has put in to help memorialize, formalize, and continue to make improvements so we can work better together into the future. So thank you for that. Really appreciate. Love the data. And anybody who was at the parade would say, that was a very, very well attended, very thankful for the weather.
Very thankful for the weather, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we knew it was going to be pretty packed about 2 o'clock when River Road was completely full of chairs. And I think the rough estimate was about 1,000 people after the end of the parade that were still standing on the sidewalks watching the floats leave the parade. line. So it was pretty impressive. And it was only it was the same amount of, or maybe 2 less floats than we had during our May parade.
But it was so well done, and the minutes between each one was perfect. There wasn't big gaps. I mean, it was so smooth.
Huh. Yeah.
Well, it happens, but, over time, but yeah, people really had a good time. I heard a lot of positive in the community. There was a lot of positive, on social media and a lot of great media. So speaking of media, you did mention about the outreach and communications. I've noticed on my social media feeds, the uptick in, information out there, the regularity of those posts. Do you want to talk a little bit about what your strategy has been? Because that was something that we talked about last year as being important for our community.
That's your department.
I concur with everything that
Yeah, right.
Jonathan,
You don't want me on social media.
it just comes down to a learning curve, and not necessarily within anybody's specific role. Sometimes it's just making sure you're paying attention to the engagement opportunities that the audience has. If we're posting everything between, let's say 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. and our audience is only on from 6 to 8 p.m., we're never going to hit the right people, right? We're not going to have an opportunity to reach them when they're online. And I think it's helped that we've changed up quite a bit of the different post types. So whether it be carousel images or video or just straight graphics and text, there's a lot of opportunity that we have for that as well to reach the right people. I mean, and frankly, when it comes to social media, we could do the exact same thing this week as we did last year at this time, and social media changes their algorithm, so it works this year, not last year. So we're always constantly learning, and I think that's one of the benefits that we have by using a vendor to help us with that, is that it would take a lot of time from our staff to keep up with all that, and so outsourcing it will help us always stay above the fold when it comes to the learning curve that needs to happen.
All right, well, I do want to express thanks to your interim executive director, who I believe stayed on longer than originally anticipated. I think Shani Starr
Yes.
has burned the candle at both ends and has put a great deal of effort in, so bringing her professional expertise in. So I'm glad that she was able to join the team and help move this forward. So I
Yes.
just want to express my thanks to Ms. Starr for her work.
Thank you.
So, all right, I don't see anything further. So thank you so much. We look forward to working with you on the budget process. Oh, I'm sorry, Counselor Kohler has a question. Thank you for making sure I saw you, Counselor.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just wanted to express my gratitude for what the chamber does. Think about some of the things we wouldn't have without their tireless efforts. And I just want to acknowledge so many things, Keizer Fest, the parade, the 2 parades, all kinds of things in between there that we just wouldn't have without them. So again, thank you, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think that sums it up. All right, thank you very much. Appreciate you reporting out tonight. That concludes our special orders of business this evening. We will now go to committee reports. And I have 2 people signed up. I've got Hirsch Sangster, who's going to do double duty. If you want to come on down, Hirsch. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you very much, Madam Mayor, councilors. I'm here we're both here for 2 reasons. One is to thank Bill very much for all his work and working with us bike people. My only regret is before Bill retired, I never got him out on a bike ride with me. But now that he's retired, there's time.
There's lots more
Lot more
time.
time. I'm going to give a report first on the Multimodal Safety Committee. But before I get into the details of our last meeting, I just want to mention that we worked today, as Mary Ann has the t-shirt, we worked at the Safe Routes to School at Clear Lake today, and we'll be doing that later next week. The program goes this week and next week. And Jacob Liebert, who's taking the lead on that, is just wonderful. And so we fitted a lot of helmets today for some small kids. Moving on to the multimodal, January is always the month for elections, so we have a new chair. Michael DePlacy is the chair. The vice chair is somebody that can't say no, so I'm vice chair.
Somebody.
The issues that we kind of zeroed in on was the flag program, which pedestrian flag program, and the committee had a long discussion on that in the evening. And we did pass a motion to support the flag program as it is designed currently. We also made a motion to send a recommendation to the council to direct staff to make a recommendation on whether the program should be continued. So that's something we've sent to council tonight.
Okay.
The other area that we're continuing to update, and we've gotten feedback from the neighborhood associations as well as individuals, is to create an updated list of road crossings, pedestrian road crossings in the Keizer area. I know West Keizer presented some, southeast, as well as northwest and northeast Keizer. And we are going to be, as a committee, prioritizing which ones, the top 5, I believe, is what we were looking at in our area. Also, I think it was reported to the city council that as of the fire district open house, we were out of helmets. I can really say now we're not out of helmets. Salem Health stepped up and purchased a bunch of helmets for us. We got a donation from Southeast Keizer Neighborhood Association to help with the Weddell Bike Skills event in June for helmets. And I'm working with Leslie Reiswick with Rotary to see if we might possibly get some funding for more helmets through Rotary for this next year. So it looks like we got helmets. And we have several events that we're planning for this next year.
Excellent.
That's kind of the gist of the meeting. We talk more about the pedestrian crossings and the pedestrian flag program for most of the time.
Okay. Any questions on the Multimodal Safety Committee? Okay.
The next one is the Northwest Keizer Neighborhood Association. Just to give you an update of what we've been doing here recently is we're continuing to have speakers for each one of our meetings. We've had Sergeant Powell come in and talk to us about traffic safety issues in December, and we got a history from a business, the Keizer Time. Robin came in this month. We're one of the very few neighborhood associations that doesn't have a park. So our concern is to always get a park, but we do have the liquor store. So the liquor
Stores.
so the liquor store is coming to our meeting to talk about their history and their programs and such at our meeting this month. The other thing that we're kind of excited about, and I kind of have to read it, it's a thing that we're doing with Keizer Elementary. Claudia Modez, who's the CSOC at Keizer, and has always had problems getting needs met for the kids, whether it's candy and stuff. And Griffin Walker, who is our current president, is a whiz with computers. And he's been working, and others have been working with Claudia by setting up a donation wish list on Amazon for students in need. And we'll be advertising this via flyers on our website. The flyers will be both in English and in Spanish. And there will be more information on at our website, northwestkeizer.org/Keizer Elementary. So people can go in on Amazon and order things that she'll have on there, what she needs for that week, that month, and you can buy them and they'll be delivered. You'll get documentation for tax purposes, and it's working already.
Yep. Great idea.
It's a good program.
It's a good program,
It's been
and
around.
Griffin, really got to give him credit because he can do the technical stuff. And he worked with both the principal and Claudia to do this. So that's something that we're kind of excited about, and we'll be promoting even more this next few months. I know one day she needed a bunch of boxes of chews, and it's kind of granola bars, and somebody all of a sudden, the Amazon driver was there, and she got, 10 boxes, something like that. So it was just, and it's set up so you get your tax deduction. It's delivered to the school, not to your house, all those kind of things, so.
Okay, Counselor Kohler has a question.
Okay.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. What's going on with the graffiti abatement program?
It's still there.
Mary Ann, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, right now we're kind of taking a little break from it, waiting for the weather to clear. And we were talking to Senior, the
Master Sergeant, Mr.
yeah.
Hammond.
Yeah, and he's thinking in the next couple of weeks we'll start back up, and we'll be we've gotten a few reports.
We're getting a list of things
Not
to
as
do.
many as one might think, and so I think the police had increased patrols in the evening or something. It's what, right. I knew it.
And we're also working on street art with McNary to do street art on Newburgh. That's going to be,
MacArthur,
yeah,
MacArthur, that's the street.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's hard to do much painting when it's raining, but working with the city and McNary High School to do that.
Is that with their graphics designs department or their art department?
Yeah.
Okay.
They will be involved.
Excellent.
Yeah, the students
Yeah.
are doing it completely.
They've
It's
got
Todd Layton's
outstanding.
class.
Oh, excellent.
And so it's
Yeah, they're-
they're just starting the process of it. The kids are gonna design it.
Yep.
And then it's supposed to be done by the end of the design is supposed to be done by the end of the school year, but it's gonna run into next year as well, but the kids get credit for doing it.
It's going to look great.
We're excited.
Oh, yeah.
And thanks to Bill, Newburgh has newer pavement and smoother, so it's just perfect.
There we go. The kind of markings we do want on the pavement.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, any other questions for Hirsch and Mary Ann this evening? And if people want to get involved and they want to donate helmets or get involved with Safe Routes to School or anything else, can they contact you through the Neighbors Association?
Either, yeah, Northwest, Keizer, org, .org, it'll come to us. Griffin has set it up that all the board members
get it.
automatically get all the emails and stuff, and we can respond as a group or individually.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate all of the information.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Were there any other committee reports before I go to Mr. Becker for the Keizer Heritage? Okay, no more committee reports? Mr. Becker, Keizer Heritage. Good to see you.
Good evening. My name is Robert Becker. I'm the manager of the Keizer Heritage, the manager of the Keizer Heritage Museum and president of the Keizer Heritage Foundation Board. And I thought it was about time I came back and gave an update. I know it's been a little bit, so I just wanted to let you know all the things we're doing.
We just got, is the microphone on?
Is that better?
Is the red light on?
Yep,
Okay.
the red light is on.
Okay. It should be on.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. So first of all, I just want to say, I want to thank you, Madam Mayor, and the Keizer City Council for their continued support of our organization, of the Keizer Cultural Center. It's an essential part of this community. And not only supporting, help us out with the project, but also our funding to allow us to continue with our reimagining and modernization project, which we are now going into, I believe, year 3, 2026. And I am glad I came tonight because going forward, we are going to be able to take advantage of the contributions of Mr. Bill Lawyer and his oral histories. He graciously donated his time to sit down, I think, for, was it 3 or 4 sessions for us, to basically get an entire view of 1996 floods, the city of Keizer, community life. It was just a really, really beneficial experience. I very much appreciate his time and thank him for that, because his work will help contribute, his contribution will help contribute to our this year's work plan, which is going to be based on the city of Keizer and the floods. So we will be working on that throughout the year of 2026. Going forward, at some later date, as we continue with our reimagining and modernization project, we will most likely make an additional budget request for our 2027 project, but that will come at a later time. There are a couple of things that we are very excited to work on this year. One of them, of course, is America 250. This is a national movement that many, many heritage organizations are taking advantage of. Obviously, probably most of you have heard in the news. So we'll be also doing our part to that. We will be displaying a banner sometime, getting it up this month, and we'll be displaying that through October. One of the things I'm extremely excited and very privileged to be a part of, and this is one of the reasons I decided also that this was a great time to speak on what we're doing, is we have been invited to participate in the Oregon State Anniversary event on February 14th at the Oregon State Capitol. I believe if you go to the Capitol website right now, under events, you will find all the information there, including all the organizations that will be attending. And we are planning, all of my volunteers are planning to get everything together. Some of the activities that we are going to be doing are, we will have what we're calling our Oregon Trail audio experience, where you will hear the journey of Thomas Dove Keizer across the Oregon Trail as portrayed by Jerry McGee. You will also hear voices from the old Keizer School. Those voices come from a 2016 oral history project that I did on the 100th anniversary of the school, and that day is proving to be very beneficial, so we are using those and cleaning those up. We, of course, also have a fur discovery station, and thanks to Councilor Christopher, we will bring our beaver mittens, because everybody loves the beaver mittens, so those will be on display as well. We will have a number of other exhibits as well, but I'm including the Are You Smarter Than a 1916 8th grader? And if you can get those answers right, we'll be giving away a small prize. And we will have a few other things, but I'm going to leave that for a little bit of a secret. So not only are we continuing with our exhibits and our redesign, but as Councilor Krista will attest to, I am on a drive to make this a much more efficient working organization. Through the use of artificial intelligence, I have been able to basically understand a lot more coding and to make our workflows, and especially our donation log, our volunteer tracking, flow in an almost completely automated process. Because of the knowledge that I have gained, I submitted a proposal to the Oregon Heritage, for the Oregon Heritage 2026 conference in April. I'm happy to say that my proposal was accepted. So myself and the executive director of the Coors Art Museum will be giving actually a joint presentation on how to effectively use artificial intelligence, and even more importantly, take the fear out of artificial intelligence. So we are going to be working that presentation. We're actually already started working on that presentation. And that really is what I have. So I will take questions.
That's extraordinary. Congratulations, and thank you for your incredible work with the AI programming. Questions for Mr. Becker? I'm going to go Counselor Christopher.
I don't have a question. I just want to brag on Robert because he's kind of a big deal. He started out with oral histories and they were fascinating to him and he wanted to learn more and more. And really, he's become the resident expert in the, I can't remember the acronym, but it's the Small Museums Association. Many of those museums now seek Robert out for training purposes, but also to help them set up the program. So he's kind of a big deal.
On that note, it's actually Oregon Heritage Mentor Corps.
There we go.
I'm an oral history mentor for the Rocky Butte Preservation Society, helping them get their oral history program up and running, so.
And the other thing I wanted to mention is, first of all, I want to thank the City Council and the Budget Committee. This museum is being turned into a real museum. Not only on the technical side of it, but also through the exhibits. All of us will be proud of that we have maintained that history when it's completed. And the whole project, it's called the RAM project, which was reimagining and modernization. And so we've finished 2 years. We have 3 more years to go. We anticipate when completed, the whole project will end up costing around $50,000. So we've already invested in that. The budget committee gave us last year $8,000. That each exhibit is around $5,000. But here's what I love about that. That's one-time money. Once those exhibits, once everything is gathered, once everything is put in place, once those exhibits are finished, they're finished. Now, we may have to replace things in the future as they wear out or as things change, but remember, we're talking history, so we're not changing history. And so we'll be coming to the budget committee. This year, we're doing City of Keizer and floods. Now, did you not want to talk about the secret that's going to happen out in the hallway? Is that right?
The Keizer quilt?
Yes. I won't if you don't want me to.
No, so
let me tell the story.
please.
Ron goes in to buy tires at Hilliers. They say, oh, by the way, we have a giant Keizer quilt. Like, do you think you'd be interested in it? Ron says, well, my wife works with the museum. Well, what is it? It's the merchant's quilt. It's the giant 10-foot by 10-foot, merchant's quilt that used to be hanging out in the hallway. Yeah.
How did that end up there?
We have not got that far yet, Mayor.
Did they have the 4 missing Keizer Fest posters?
I don't know, because I don't know which ones they are.
Here's what happened. I can
But let me tell you, so I said, Robert, I've got a quilt in my living room, and it is in pristine shape.
Well, yeah.
And it is 1976, you guys. So it is like perfect. I said, we're going to want this out there. We're going to want this for our 50th. Yes.
With all that stuff.
Yes. So we did research. We've been working on this for what? Probably 2-3 weeks. And finally, Al Rasmus. See, this is what Bill Lawyer's going to be. Thank God Al Rasmus is still with us, because otherwise, I don't know if we would have been able to put that mystery together. We have all of the history now, all of the provenance for the quilt. And it turns out that was a fundraiser. That was the seed money to start Keizer Art Association. That is going to be 50 years old next year.
I'll be darned.
See, this is what's so fun about working with the museum. It takes forever to do that research and that history. We just finally, well, never mind. Anyway, so that's the surprise. We now have the quilt, and there's going to be a surprise coming about where the quilt will be going.
Right.
Right? Enough said?
Enough said.
Okay.
The quilts come full circle.
Yeah.
The quilts come full circle.
It was donated to the museum in 2004. Somehow it got it was hung here because it was too big, then it got transferred to Mr. Hillier, and then.
It was his grandmother who bought it for
And then came back around to us.
Oh.
It is the museum's quilt. It was donated us in 2004. Yes, Al was the one who clarified that situation for me. Otherwise, we would have accepted the donation twice, which I don't think is the right thing to do.
We were prepared to.
Yeah.
Got to bring it home.
Anyway.
Looking forward to even more to come.
Yep, Oregon State, February 14th from 10 to 2 o'clock.
10 to 2. All right. Anything further for Mr. Becker? All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate your tremendous work telling Keizer's story. All right. Are there any other committee reports? Come on down.
In the nick of time. The nick of time you walk in.
Yeah, but
Hi, Madam Mayor and Council. For the record, Matt Lawyer, Keizer Parks Chair. This is not a parks report, but we got cool stuff going on this Saturday. If you haven't been paying attention, I apologize, but we are dedicating Keizer's first Woody Williams Gold Star Families Memorial Monument this Saturday at 11 o'clock. It's the culmination of 18 months of work that began on January 8th when we had a group of volunteers go and break out the fountain. And it's really exciting to be there last Wednesday when the crane arrived and a very underwhelming flatbed trailer came in with little pallets of stuff, and I went, huh. But as the pieces started to come off and you got to see the pieces come together, it was really magical. I was at work, but I was getting photos as it was being done. I have photos of the completed project, and no, you don't get to see them. But it is amazing. I am very grateful for the more than 800 hours of volunteer labor that went into the demolition and construction of the site. It's going to rain, so luckily I don't have to worry about my hair. But those of you that want to be under covered area, I certainly recommend you get there early. We do have a 30 by 40 foot tent with about 100 chairs. And so if you want to make sure you have a place to not be exposed to the weather, get there a little bit early. There will be a reception to follow here at City Hall just after the ceremony, but very, very special thing that we brought to the city of Keizer, and I'm very grateful for the Parks Board, the City Council, just immediately getting to yes and accomplishing this amazing tribute to our Gold Star families in 18 months. You don't get to do that very often with government, but we do it the Keizer way, and that's why we're here this Saturday.
figured it out. All right. Thank you very much. And everybody's invited, 11 o'clock this Saturday, Gold Star Family Memorial Monument. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity.
All right. Okay. We're going to go to public comment. This time is provided for citizens to address the council on any matters other than those on the agenda scheduled for public hearing. We have no public hearings scheduled this evening. Before we go into this, however, I would like to ask council's permission by a consensus that under administrative action, item 9G will be the first one that we handle. So our guests from the fire district will be able to come up and be first under administrative action. Is there any objection to changing the agenda for them to be first under administrative?
No objection.
Well, they have to get back to whatever they're doing. All right, so they will be first up under administrative action. I do have public comment tonight from Jim and Joanne Griffin. Come on down. Thank you for joining us tonight. So if you just give your name, city of residence, and 5 minutes is yours.
Yes, thank you.
It's on.
It's on. So I'm Jim Griffin, and Keizer is the residence.
And I'm Joanne Griffin.
You live in?
Keizer also, yes.
Right, right. And so we moved here in 1979, and before Keizer was a city. And it's been a great place to be. We raised both of our sons, Mike and Matt, and they went to McNary and schools before that, lower schools. And then Mike has worked with Bill Lawyer there for years and likes him a lot and is going to miss him a lot. we were both teachers. That's what brought us to Keizer. We taught in Keizer. And both of our boys live in Keizer, which is kind of surprising to us. But, I mean, it's a good city. I just mean. Here's the point. We've been appointed special advocate volunteers for CASA we're starting our 16th year. And Shani, you were our leader for a number of years. Thank you. And so we advocate for children in foster care. CASA staff were going to be here tonight, but they had other things going on, so they found us. And so we're here because on Saturday, March 14th, CASA is hosting its springtime gala at the Keizer Event Center, and it's a fundraiser for the program. We invite all of you to come to that, please. So our purpose tonight is to request a waiver of the venue fee and IT fee for this event. CASA submitted a letter to the council with this request. Every dollar saved is a dollar dedicated to our kids. We respectfully request that the council waive the fees. And again, going back to the springtime gala and auction, it'll be a wonderful evening. We've attended different fundraisers for CASA over the years, and we support a number of different organizations and such. But CASA really is dear to us. We've usually carried 4 to 5 cases over the years. Now, getting a little older, we're at 3 cases, but each one is extremely interesting. And because of CASA's, all volunteer, a number of kids have had a better shot at life than they would have had if they didn't have a CASA. Most all of our cases have ended well for the kids, and that's fantastic. Springtime Gala, again, though, wonderful event, great food. There'll be a really good program, as there usually is, with all kinds of factual data, but also interesting things that will tug on your heartstrings. It's a really wonderful event to come to. So please do come. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions for the Griffins? Council President Starr.
This isn't so much a question as it is just so wonderful to see the two of you and to thank you for your continued service. You and Joanne were probably the hardest reason for me to say goodbye when I left the local level. So you just have always had a special place in my heart for the work that you do. So no finer humans than you and Joanne. So thank you.
Thank you, Shani. We appreciate that. Thanks very much.
All right. Thank you so much for coming tonight and for
you.
your work for our children.
Thank you.
I don't have anybody else signed up for public comment. Is there anyone else who would like to address the council tonight? All right, we will go then to our consent calendar. Council President Starr, would you please read the items on tonight's consent calendar?
Tonight's consent calendar consists of item A, approval of the January 12th, 2026 work session minutes. Item B, approval of the January 20th, 2026 regular session minutes. And item C, the event center fee waiver for CASA of Marion County 2026 gala and auction.
Thank you. Are there any polls? Seeing Councilor Duran.
I'd like to pull C.
Okay. Council President Starr.
I move that the consent calendar be approved as read, items A and B.
Consent calendar items A and B, thank you, have been moved and seconded. I anticipated you, Councilor Kohler. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously. Item C, Councilor Duran.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a comment because I've brought this comment up on other instances of allowing a full day for setup. I brought this up with the chamber on the last time they were doing it. I know that our event center is not making the money they should be, so I don't know, this may not be the time to discuss it, but I just wanted to bring that up. Allowing a Friday for setup takes away what could possibly be a full week of usage. So I just wanted to mention that. Is that an issue has that been an issue recently that we've had Fridays being used?
I could put her on the spot. Ms. Bond, would you be comfortable coming up and answering or helping us with that question?
Yes.
I do too. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mayor Clark, city councilors, thank you for inviting me up to be here. Councilor Duran, would you mind repeating your question and concern?
So they've asked for a full day for setup on Friday. Is there any possibility that that could hinder a full week of usage from another group because Friday's not available?
Thank you. Having that Friday available would give us potential to say yes to other clients who would like to use the place on Friday. I will say that for many clients, we do convince them to do set up on Friday if they have a Saturday event. And when they are paying full rates, it's a really great deal to have them there. So I will say that Friday is generally a very good day to set up for a Saturday event. And we actually encourage people to do that as a form of just preparing.
Yeah, I was just concerned that, we'd lose the incoming potential rent on Friday if we allowed that for the full day for free.
That is a possibility, yes. I will say that Friday does tend to be one of our slower days where, for example, we have a lot of people from state agencies who just traditionally don't like to meet on Fridays. So it is one of our slower days.
Okay, I was just going to suggest if it is, then maybe is there a half day? I mean, do some events do half day on Friday? Just a question, is that?
Most of our people who are here on Friday, I can think of a couple, will do a 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. sort of thing.
Okay.
Okay. And when we have customers set up on Fridays, we do try to convince them to do a 4-hour block so that we can just make that add that 4-hour rental to their Saturday rental. That does tend to be a number that they'll accept and work with and find to be just a good balance for setup and their event.
Yeah, but they're not paying though.
Yeah, but they're not paying, so that.
Councilor Cross?
Sorry.
Thank you. Hi, Lily. I would just say from a meeting planner's point of view that it's a slippery slope that we're going down. I 100% think, like I was a CASA, love that partnering with all these nonprofits is great, but we keep doing that. One is 2 days and then 2 is 3 days and then there you go. So that's where I'm standing.
May I clarify something?
What's that?
May I clarify something? So in my mind, me and my crew, we treat everyone the same, whether they're paying or not. So I am referring to people who are paying full price that we really encourage to set up on Friday because it just adds to our rental time and income for those Saturday events. So those are the ones that we really do encourage to rent extra time on a Friday to set up for their Saturday events. So that's what makes that practice so common here.
So if I could, I've got a quick question, then I'll go to Councilor Parsons and Council President Starr. So in doing this fee waiver, if there's an opportunity to rent for the week, would you have the flexibility within the agreement to encourage the nonprofit to move their setup into maybe an afternoon, what would work with potentially working with an additional client? Would that be a conversation that you could have under the contract?
Certainly, I think that is possible. I will say that this close, please forgive me, I can't remember the date, but it's within the next 3 months, right?
March 14th.
Okay, so within the next 2 months. So it is unlikely that someone will come to us requesting that date. We do tend to have people come to us 3 to 6 months in advance for a rental and then, or more. But usually it's about 3-month notice they give us. So at this point, it is unlikely that someone will want to use the space on that particular Friday.
Okay, thank you. Counselor Parsons?
Thank you. I guess what I was concerned about, if somebody came in and said, can I use this place on Friday? And you're saying, no, it's already booked. Then we're losing that revenue maybe that we could have booked. But I don't understand why they need 2 days to set up. I did events for 15 years and we just started at 8 in the morning and we were ready to go by noon most of the time. So I don't understand, I guess. My thing is, how does it take so long to set up? Is it your staff maybe that you can't get to do the tables or them?
I would say we have no problem getting the room set up when it needs to be set up.
Okay.
So I do think that when I first started, it was kind of tradition for people to set up on Fridays without paying at all.
Oh.
And so I have since started billing people for that time. And when I do give the information for the staff report to share the financial impact of the request, I do include the rate of what we would have charged on that Friday to set up.
Council President Starr?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I asked a couple of questions of City Manager Brown about this particular request is the one that prompted the questions, but I think just based on kind of the back and forth conversation that I had with City Manager Brown, I would like us as a council, and I'm just putting this out there, I think we need to start the work now to review and revisit our policy about event center waivers so that we can either have that work done and ready to go at the start of our fiscal year, or we start that work now and we're ready to go by the beginning of, I can't even believe I'm going to say 2027 next year. But I do think that as I'd like to recommend that we whether it's a task force or we do a work session on it to have those conversations, because I think that just based on my experience with setting up for an event here just a couple weeks ago that had historically used a Friday to set up, it wasn't necessary for us. We got it all done by early afternoon. So just from recent experience, I'd like to encourage us to bring this forward in a work session or appoint a task force to look at the policy and practices.
And, or perhaps also ask staff to bring back recommendations on things that, Ms. Vaughn is always working on a continuous improvement, so there may be an opportunity for us to hear about some other things that have been on the to-do list.
Yeah, I think both would be a good idea.
All right.
May I
thank you.
make a recommendation while I'm here in front of everyone? So in addition to the fee waivers that are offered by the city, something we try to share with our Keizer-based nonprofits is that they can rent the place once a year for a charity function and get 12 hours for $600. Now, if I were to bill full price, that would be $3,900. So to offer them that $600 base fee, now if they wanted to add a stage or extra AV, it's a couple $100 more. But to offer them a full event with 12 hours at this space for less than $1,000 if they add a stage and AV is a very good and generous deal. It's also something that people don't tend to take advantage of when they have the opportunity to ask for a full waiver. And I think in some cases, it is important, like these nice people said before, that every dollar goes towards the children, whether it's $600 or $3,900. But I do believe that it is fair to encourage our nonprofits to take advantage of that $600 deal to use the place for 12 hours. That does cover some of our operating and staff costs.
I think this is a start of a great conversation. Counselor Duran?
Yeah, I was gonna suggest basically what Shani just did, but, that we look at, coming up with a new policy that says this is what we're gonna offer. So maybe you can answer this question for me. It looks to me like they didn't, request this until like 2 weeks ago. So it's only been 2 weeks that we've said it's booked. Is that how it works? They ask for the time and then it comes to us allowing them, asking if they can have it for free. So in that time, my assumption is that if somebody calls and you say it's booked, right? It's booked on Friday, as far as you know, because they've asked for it to be booked, but it hasn't come to us yet to say they can have it for free. So I think that needs to be adjusted in the policy to say, we need to say, you're only gonna get a day is the standard answer because of that, effect. If we're gonna give it for free, we don't wanna lose a week, a full week because Friday's booked, whether or not we've, because if they're gonna pay for it, they're probably gonna not ask for Friday. So that's my suggestion is we talk about that in the future.
I do think that's fair, and I do appreciate your comment on the time frame for when people send in their requests. I do ask for them sooner than later because I let them know that there's only 2 city council meetings a month and those slip away really quickly, even if their event is a year away. And it is often that I receive the agreement months and months before the request comes in.
Counselor Christopher, did you have a question?
So wouldn't it be a couple of things? One, so like you said, when they ask for you to set aside that time, you set it aside, even though you don't know. Is your assumption if we don't grant it to be free, that they will pay for it? So that's why you set it aside? Like
Yes.
they've said, if they don't get it for free, they will pay?
Yes.
Okay, that was one question. The second question is, I think that could be remedied by saying you pay the $600 and you pay it up front, and then if you want to go to city council and see if they'll waive that, then fine, but at least, in other words, you pay for it before it gets booked, or it doesn't get booked.
We do have them put down a deposit, whether their fees are waived or not.
Okay, great. And then my last question is, so do we know that these folks need 2 days? Or have we asked them, like, could we make the change now so that they have it for their event on Saturday and we waive the Saturday fees, but that leaves Friday open?
Typically, I just go with what they ask for. Sometimes they'll ask for all day Saturday, and sometimes they'll ask for Friday and Saturday. And truthfully, if they ask for Friday and Saturday, I don't discourage them. Again, because in my mind, I'm treating paying and potentially fee waived clients the same. And I wouldn't really ask anyone to reduce right now, that's just not in the way we do it, to ask people to reduce their rental time.
Okay, thank you. Now I have one more question, but it's for Counselor Starr. And that is, you did many of these, yes?
I am not this model of an auction gala is not my favorite, so we never did an auction gala.
Okay. So you don't know how long it takes?
Well, I have done them in the past, but I did not do them at CASA. I did speaking, like celebrity speaker events and luncheons, but I've done a gala and in the past, and I think it could be set up on Saturday if you have a robust volunteer group that's helping you and you have everything in line about what you need to do.
Okay.
That's my opinion, and I can say we did that on a couple weeks ago at an event here.
Right.
I would agree that it is definitely possible to keep it to a Saturday with good organization and good helpers. I've seen that many times.
Agreed.
Thank you.
Counselor Parsons?
Yeah, I think we had a conversation, I want to say like 6 months ago, where we talked about the same nonprofits are using our facility every year, right? I feel that they need to have their dates 6 months in advance, so you know. So then you would know if maybe you give them a Friday before Saturday, right? Or they get the Saturday for 12 hours. I mean, I think we need to know more than 2 months in advance when they're gonna have because they were already advertising, right? Getting their money and collecting it, and we haven't even approved it.
I think that's a great idea because I do accept their agreement. Traditionally for us, at the end of each month, we reach out to the people who've been here and we ask them if they'd like to schedule for next year. So typically we do get people to schedule 10 or 12 months in advance, especially those people who traditionally do have their events here and we don't want them to miss out. So maybe if we know they're going to request a fee waiver, ask for it within a certain time frame, because that is not something I strictly enforce, because when I have the agreement, I push them for the agreement or for the request letter, but at this time, there is no real due date for how long they can wait to send it in,
Okay.
as much as I encourage them.
Yeah.
That'd be something to add to the to-do
Add to the
list.
list, yes.
Yeah, to the to-do list. I'm gonna go to Counselor Cross, you had a question, and then I'll go to
Yeah.
Youth Counselor Guptill.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'm just kind of chewing on, so you said Fridays were slow. Are you booking at all on Sundays?
No, currently we are not open on Sundays.
We haven't been open on Sundays for a while. When is that going to change?
I would love for that to change. I think that
I mean, we're leaving, how many Sundays is that in a year? Money on the table.
52.
52?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
just checking, making sure you're awake, Lori.
Can we put that on the to-do list?
Yeah.
I would love that. I would love to expand and have the capacity to operate on a Sunday.
Yeah. So Youth Counselor Guptill?
Okay, so what, right here it says that you guys are requesting access for the room at 8 a.m. What time does the event actually start at? Does it start at 8 a.m. or is it later? That actually starts.
I don't have that information and I apologize. I didn't take the opportunity to introduce myself when I sat up here. I'm Lily and I'm the event center manager. So they were asking questions from me as the person who manages the rentals here. I don't have that information in front of me. I wasn't prepared with that today. That's not why I'm here tonight.
No
But
worries.
perhaps to put you on the spot, do you happen to have that information?
Well, I'm just
It's in the packet.
It's probably going to start between 4 and 6, just based on experience, probably going to start at 5, yeah.
It's in the packet. Okay, good. Mr. Wood had an answer for Counselor Cross, then I'll go to Counselor Kohler, and then I'm going to wrap this up.
Just a couple
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
clarifications. Just a couple of clarifications. We actually received their application August 14th, 2025. So they did submit that quite a long time ago. The request for the fee waiver was recently, I think, January 16th. They are also only requesting access on Friday from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. So they're not doing a full day. So by the time we received the request, a week or two ago, we knew at that point that we weren't booking anything for that Friday already. Just do a few clarifications. And the last time we chatted about this, there was concern from the council that we work with the groups if they are getting a free Friday time. If we did have someone, have them come in late in the day rather than an 8 a.m. start for the Saturday setup. So I think I appreciate the feedback and we can incorporate some of your additional comments into our policies going forward. Thank you.
Sounds great. All right, so with that, sounds like we have an opportunity for continued policy refinement. And at this point, Council President Starr, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Did you have an additional question,
I just
Councilor Cross?
wondered, thank you, Madam Mayor, what was the answer to my question about Sundays? That one just kind of got swooped to the side. When do we plan on opening on Sundays or do we not? I just know budget's coming up and when we're looking at all these other money resources, there's 52 Sundays we're not looking at.
We have not discussed that internally for a long time, so we can do that.
Okay, it's on the list. All right. With that, Council President Starr?
just
Did you have one more thing?
I do have a question. Mr. Wood, do we typically waive the cost for AV equipment?
Yes, we do.
Okay, thank you. I move the Keizer City Council approve the requested waiver of the event center use fee. Actually, no, I'm sorry, that's a $5,000 waiver. I can't do that, I'm sorry. I'm happy to make a motion that we waive the fee for Saturday. I don't know what those exact dollar figures would be, but.
Can you tell us, Tim? Yes.
You're gonna make me do math,
You're the
aren't you?
math guy.
Okay, let me see if I can find that out real quick.
How does it get $5,000? That seems.
Counselor Kohler, did you have your hands up?
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. It's been up for a while, the discussion about Sundays. I think currently on the first Sunday of every month, the Oregon Orchid Society meets here.
That is correct. The American Orchid Society, they do meet here for 4 hours every Sunday for the first Sunday of the month. Given the longevity of their business with us, they are trusted to be in the building without staff.
Do they pay for it?
Yes, they do.
Thank you for that clarification, Counselor Kohler, and thank you. All
Madam
right,
Mayor.
so what I'm hearing is, right now, the waiver, and that's based on the full freight of renting this is for the entire ballroom, correct?
Yes, that's
The whole
correct.
thing open, okay. So this is what the city waived for the chamber event?
Yeah, but one question, that one's in contract, though.
Correct.
This one, Ms. Vaughn, if I understood the process correctly, they can have a 12-hour block, so 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. for $600.
Yes.
Help me understand the difference between this full fee waiver and charging them. Like, there's no difference other than we're just waiving the full amount of time and then $600 for a 12-hour block, right? And does that include the AV equipment and the stage?
So I hope I'm answering your question when I say this. So when I send the estimate to Mr. Wood for the staff report, I don't do the $600 deal. I do what we would charge a nonprofit for an event just with their regular discount, just to give an idea again of the financial impact of the request, because that amount does cover what we quote should be charging.
Right.
So that's why in the estimates, there's not that $600 deal. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, but I guess if we're not sending that or it's not an option, why do we even have it?
We send that option every chance we get. I would say that if people know they can just get that waived, they'll ask for it.
So, follow up. How many waivers have they received, Mr. Brown?
Who? Casa?
Yeah, because I think my question was there a calendar year or fiscal year? And I believe they've had 2 in the last fiscal, this will be the second one in the fiscal year?
Right, yes.
Okay, so this is the second request in the current fiscal year for a full fee waiver. Is that correct?
Right.
May I add to that? May I add something to that, one thing to that? I don't remember exactly which one, but I have 2 nonprofits ever who have taken me up on that $600 deal.
Wow.
And one of them was Casa. So one of their last events, they did pay that $600.
But Mr. Brown just told me that, because I asked him to look it up, and he said that it was 2 full fee waivers this would be the second one in the current fiscal year. And I clarified, is it on a calendar year or is it on a fiscal year? And you said it's on a fiscal year, so a July 1 to June 30.
Yeah, and then we discovered that the policy states that the discount can be taken advantage of one time a year. but there's no
So
limit
you're
on
saying one waiver, one discount?
No.
one waiver per year.
One waiver, but they can also have one discount per year?
You can waive, the council can waive as many as they want to.
Oh, got it.
There's no limit on that, which is
Okay,
maybe
got it.
where you want to put some guardrails out. So,
Hence my request for A. But, so they've already gotten a fee waiver this fiscal year? Yes. Okay.
Okay. Counselor Duran,
Just one more. So
just one more. It's contagious.
it is. So my question is, if they are given a fee waiver, full fee waiver, can they still ask for that $600 rate? So they'd be, kind of getting two deals a year, even if it wasn't, even though they hadn't already gotten a.
Yes.
I mean, that is.
That is a possibility, yes. In fact, that's what CASA did during a calendar year, was they did take advantage of one $600 deal and one fee waiver.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that needs to be added to our list of.
Put it on the to-do list.
Because getting a freebie and then getting a almost freebie, I don't think that was in our, what our plans were. I thought we had talked about one a year per.
That's what I thought, that's why I
Yeah,
asked.
I don't know if it's not in the policy. I was assuming it was that we were allowing one fee waiver a year per local nonprofit. So that's always been my expectation. So if they've already gotten one, that puts a new twist on this.
Right, and if our policy needs to be refined, I would agree that we're going to have to sit down and have that conversation about continuing to refine that. We just did a full update. Has it been 2 years since we did that?
Yes, that was effective January 1st, 2024.
Okay, so it's time to bring this to to-do list, and first of all, I want to say thank you to everybody for bringing all these different items to the attention of staff and the council. However, I would like to bring us back to the issue at hand, which was done under the current policy.
I move the Keizer City Council, I don't even know how to phrase this, Coach Lindsay, but I would like to move that we offer them the $600 rental deal, considering that they've already had a fee waiver this year, or this fiscal year, and we operate on the fiscal year, and I did confirm with Mr. Brown it is a fiscal year. But I would like to move that we provide the 12-hour rental block for $600.
I'll second that.
Is that,
Yeah,
did
and-
I capture everything needed?
And I assume that is the usual baked-in things too, like AV's not necessarily waived then, and the stage is not necessarily waived.
Typically, may I answer that? Sorry, I saw you looking over there.
Please do.
So typically, add-ons will add up to about $300. That's $200 for a stage and $100 for AV. And then whether fees are waived or not, they do need to pay security fees if there is alcohol served at their event.
Okay. So just so, I wanted council to be in the know about what they're actually moving, yeah. So it sounds like it'll be more than $600, just so everyone's in the know when you make that motion.
Well, wait, it won't be. It'll cost them more than $600.
Yeah. Yeah.
But instead of $5,000 waiver, we're going to waive still a significant amount of money.
Correct.
So it could end up costing them, say, $900. That's still a $4,000 waive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, do you want to, we need to restate. So let me make a shot at it. It's moved, it's been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council approve offering CASA of Marion County the facility fee of $600, but charge the refundable security deposit of $1,500 and the third-party security of $700 for the CASA of Marion County dinner on March 14th, 2026. Is that a correct restatement?
Yes.
Okay, so the mover and second have both confirmed that that's a correct restatement of the motion. Anything further? Councilor Cross?
just to clarify through all of that, that.
Sunday up again?
No, but I mean, I really would. I mean, Tim's gonna be dreaming about it, I'm sure. He's be like, oh geez, here she comes. There's only 52 Sundays though. Is that, that AV, those would be additional, right? That's part of the motion. Okay, thank you.
Anything further? Council President Cross.
And I,
Star.
Star Cross. Yep,
Okay.
my bad.
nope, all good. And I'm just clarifying, this is the 12-hour block.
Yes, and I can work with them to decide which 12-hour block they want.
Great, thank you.
Okay. Anything further? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously. Okay. There we go. Yeah, me too. All right. With that, by consensus by City Council, we are now going to go to item 9G, which is request for written support for joint public safety facility. And I'd like to invite up the representatives from Keizer Fire. And I believe Marion County Fire 1 is also here. So if you want to pull up an extra chair, that would be fantastic.
We can sit here behind the chief. Oh, my gosh. The chiefs.
The chiefs.
I'm gonna sit right yeah, I'm gonna sit over here.
I know. So if you want to introduce, everybody's here, for the record.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, City Councilors. Ryan Russell, Keizer Fire District Fire Chief, and I'd like to introduce my board members that are present. President Betty Hart, Director Colleen Bush, and way back in the back there, Director Louis Reiswick. Sir, go ahead.
Kyle McMahon, Fire Chief, Marion County Fire District 1.
Okay.
I think we hit everybody.
Everybody, you want to talk to Darryl?
Oh, and Keizer Fire volunteer and volunteer lobbyist Daryl Fuller.
All right. Thank you for coming tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us and thank you for making the time. Quickly, congratulations on your retirement, sir. Pretty big deal. We come before you tonight to bring an idea that has been tossed around between Chief McMahon and I for quite a while now. And we're looking for support and partners. We're pretty early in the conceptual phase of this project, but we both identified a need for additional space for our fire districts. So instead of us doing the traditional going at it on our own and building a fire station across the street from each other, we're looking at government efficiency and trying to do this as a partnership. And early on in the conversations came the idea that we're not the only ones that are in need of additional space, additional facility. Keizer Police, we've had conversations that there's areas where they can improve their facility space. I think there's opportunities for other departments in the city to do that. We've had conversations with other local partners, law enforcement agencies that are interested in being part of this public safety facility. Our drive is to be as creative as we can, think outside of the box, for lack of better terms, and not do this as an additional burden on our citizens, an additional tax burden, but to pursue monies that are already in the system. So we're working with state and federal partners to pursue funding opportunities and looking at any grant opportunities that we can get a hold of to do this project. I think it positions the city of Keizer for future growth, where we're looking in the general geographic region would be in the area of urban growth boundary expansion and getting essential public safety services into the area before that growth takes place. So with that, I'll turn it over to you. Anything that you would like to add?
Yeah, so the idea is our Clear Lakes Fire Station is kind of landlocked. It was built in early 2000s for really volunteers and resident volunteers, not for the career staff that we have anywhere from 3 to 6 personnel up there at a time. Our engines have to, and the medicans have to come out on River Road to back into the station. So we're really planning for that future growth of, can we vacate that building and move a station that provides us better coverage for the west side? As Chief Russell said, for the development of Keizer, for us, for Fire District 1 up in the Hot Mirror region and over to the Brooks area. So we're trying to relocate the station. Chief, we've had a partnership for 3 years now, 3 years, where Keizer Fire Ambulance has been stationed with us, co-staffing, working out wonderfully. We built on that with automatic aid, so the closest fire engine responds regardless of jurisdiction since July 1st. So it really makes sense to, let's build a station and reach out to our partners with law enforcement, Oregon Emergency Management, if we're gonna build this facility and prepare for the future. So it's really about giving us both building for the future, giving us the space, and tapping into any dollars that we have without burdening fully on our taxpayers. So we're just looking for lots of partners to support the project and try to move this forward, knowing that, we're mindful of the economics of the local and state area and budgets. So this will be a multi-year phased approach to get things moving. So, everybody's got to start somewhere. And as a director lawyer gets to retire, I retired yesterday and I'm coming on a work back. So there's always work to be done. So we want to leave it better than we found it. So this is just that partnership to try to do that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, wait. Oh, by the way.
Oh, by the way.
That was kind of a shameless plug there. I see how you worked that in. Good job.
Yeah. So I know there's questions. I've got one, then I'm going to hand to Council President Starr. Is one of the partners you're looking at the Office of Emergency Management or some sort of looking at resiliency planning for our region?
Yes, part of that is with the emergency management is a resiliency station, so where they can store deployables throughout the state, potentially an emergency operations center where we can come multi-agency to that in the event of Cascadia, floods, anything like that.
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much. Council President Starr?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'm probably one of the most directionally challenged people you will ever meet. So where are you looking at again? I'm trying to picture it in my mind.
So River Road, somewhere between McGee Court and the hitching post. Yeah. So Clear Lake.
Okay, so McGee
Lake
Court is Emerald Point?
Yes.
Great,
Yes.
that helps.
Nailed it.
And marks.
I pictures, draw stick
Pictures.
figures,
Yep.
pictures, thank you.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Other questions, Councilor Christopher?
So congratulations. I mean, good Lord, for us fossils who have been around forever, I can't tell you how long we've waited to hear this because it makes so much sense to combine all of your efforts into one location and include police services, include EOM. I don't even know. I mean, you two ought to be elected president for being able to figure this out because, this has not always been the case. There have been kingdom builders and there has not always been fabulous relationships between even the two fire districts. So to hear this happen, I certainly am going to do everything I can to persuade the city council to support this and get on board with you. It's just fabulous news and good job. And it's something, it's game changing and you're going to be very proud of this. This is legacy stuff that you're embarking on. So good on you guys.
Thank you.
Any other questions for the chiefs? Did your board members want to weigh in? No?
What more is there to say?
Yep.
No, this is great.
All right.
Thank you.
We do think it's a great idea, and we're really looking forward to the opportunity to continue this partnership and expand our resources to provide services throughout Keizer.
Thank you. I saw Mr. Fuller come up.
Now he's hiding.
Yeah.
Yeah, where are you gonna get the money, Daryl?
He's a lobbyist.
Mr. Fuller.
Chair, Mayor, members of the committee, Darrell Fuller, volunteering with the Keizer Fire District on this project. Kevin Mannix, our state representative, is making a request on our behalf of the state legislature for some initial funding. We're asking for $778,000. There is going to be a hearing at the Capitol on Friday the 13th at 1 o'clock. And if there is anything that the city council can do between now and then, either through a vote or a letter or a proclamation or somehow indicating your support for this project, it would be very helpful for us in our efforts to get state funding. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much. So what I'm hearing is a request for a letter of support that would be submitted through OLIS in favor of this budgetary request. And you're going to get all that information to us, put into that letter, and have me sign it on behalf of the city council. Is that what I'm hearing?
That would be wonderful.
Motion to that effect?
Absolutely. I move the Keizer City Council authorize a letter of written support for a joint public safety facility on behalf of Keizer Fire District and Marion County Fire District.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council authorize a letter of support for the joint, thank you, written support for the joint public safety facility by Keizer Fire District and Marion County Fire District number 1. Any further discussion? Mr. Brown?
Yes, Madam Mayor and Council, the $778,000 is for, that I suspect won't even touch the design of it.
That's for land acquisition and initial design. The estimated cost of the project is about 17 million.
17 million, and that's with equipment. And were you talking about the Marion County's Fire Station 1, or Fire District 1 on Wheatland Road moving to the River Road site or maintaining the River Road site?
Both options would be open. We would move our responders over to that new station, which would give us access and better response times throughout that whole area, and then either sell that facility to help pay for the cost of the project or keep it for storage or resident volunteers.
So in some of the correspondence I had with Chief Russell, he said that the 4-minute time limit was not achievable by Keizer Fire District, but is there anywhere in Keizer that the 4-minute time limit is not achievable between Marion County Fire District 1 and or Keizer Fire District?
Are you talking with using both of the agencies for response out of the current station locations?
Right.
Moving towards the center of the response area there would solidify that. So that 4-minute response time, like from the Clear Lake station, is not achievable to the east side of that area. And then the 4-minute response time from the Keizer Fire Station is not achievable to the north end of our area. So just realigning that would make it where then it was covering all of that north end.
So the 4-minute time frame is not achievable from Marion County Fire District 1 to the west or east side of River Road? Where
Yeah, and on that, the 4 minutes is not something that's been adopted by either one of our boards. No. It's a national response standard for urban fire agencies, and that's just determined on population and density.
Yeah, and I'm using that because that's what you used when talking to me about it, and it's also something that I've used for the last 25 years. So just to be clear, the response time within City of Keizer, there are spaces that are not reachable by 4 minutes between both agencies?
Correct.
Yes. From where our station locations are currently and travel time.
Really like to see that map.
Okay. Anything further? All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously. So if you could get that information to Mr. Brown, we will get that letter written out as quickly as possible. And we can submit it through OLIS, just tell us what hearing it needs to be under.
Thanks very
Okay.
much.
Thank you all.
Appreciate your
All right,
support.
thank you all. With that, we're at 8 o'clock. I'd like to take a 10-minute recess, so we will reconvene at 8:10. We are in recess. call the Keizer City Council back into session. We are going to proceed with our agenda, starting at item 9A, order designating no parking zones on a portion of Dixon Street Northeast, Keizer, Oregon. City Manager?
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. This one is going across the street. We tried to load up Mr. Lawyer with as much as we could on this last meeting, so.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, Council, Mr. Brown. This was brought to me by the police department, specifically Sergeant Powell. An issue of people parking along the south side of Dixon Street near Verta, and they're coming from the apartment complex, Verta Crossing. The issue here is that the side of the road has, in today's world, we call it a swale. It's really a ditch, okay? And so the cars can't get off the pavement far enough without parking in the ditch. So they're actually parking mostly on the asphalt, a little bit off the asphalt, which is both illegal because they're in the lane of travel and unsafe. To solve the issue, create the no parking zone. As you go to the east on Dixon Street on the south side, the ground levels out more. It makes it, I'll say, more available to park legally. Whether the people choose to do that or not remains to be seen. But that is why this is in front of you for consideration tonight, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much. Any questions on the microphone? There we go. Any questions on the staff report? Councilor Parsons.
I'm sorry. Mr. Lawyer, did this get run by the multimodal committee by chance? Did Officer Powell talk to them about it or anything?
It did not.
Okay.
In an effort to get this process before I left, I just brought it forward. I just got the request about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago maybe. So.
Okay, well, I trust Sergeant Powell, but I was just, thank you.
Okay.
Councilor Duran.
Is this, I haven't been on Dixon for a long time, so I can't picture exactly what it looks like. But is, how far off of the pavement is the right of way?
If it's built in the middle, it's the edge of the right of way, 22 off of 60 leaves 28, so probably 19 feet, 18 feet. That's a long ways.
Okay.
It's only 22 feet of asphalt.
Right.
Okay, it's a very
Right,
narrow
very
paved
narrow
street,
streets.
and it's 60 feet of right of way. So there's a lot of room in the right of way. The problem
But
is
the ditch.
The ditch.
So, and my next question, if I may.
Follow up.
You said they're parking from the apartment complex. Is this gonna cause more of an issue? Are they gonna move someplace else that's gonna cause a problem?
Yeah.
It's possible they'll move to the east, but if they do, they should be able to park legally.
Okay.
Okay? In other words, get off
But
the
are they-
asphalt, get out of the travel lane, and parking in the right of way is legal.
But are
And
they-
in this instance, the problem is they're parking in the travel lane and they can't do anything else.
But they're not parking on the east side now, just mainly
They're
the
not parking on the
west?
north side, just the south side.
Just as, north and south. Oh, it's going the other way. So, okay, I'm just curious if we're gonna have more of a problem. You know,
I've
now
thought
they're not
about that,
parking
and
in
we'll just
the-
have to address it
in
if
the
it
problem.
happens, you know, and Sergeant Powell and I talked about it, and from what he's seen, he doesn't think it's going to get moved and be worse from what he's been out and seen, so
And is there
He
any,
doesn't think it's going to?
he does not.
is there any, I know the answer to this, but is there any time any projection in the future where those roads may be updated?
No, there's not. The other thing I wanted to mention that I didn't was both property owners, well, we have another one coming up, same situation on May Street. Both property owners in both these instances were spoken to by Sergeant Powell, and they do not object to the no parking being established and they do understand that means they can't park there either, so.
All right. Anything further? Okay, Council President Starr?
I move that Keizer City Council adopt the order designating no parking zones on a portion of Dixon Street Northeast in Keizer, Oregon.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council adopt order designating no parking zones on a portion of Dixon Street Northeast, Keizer, Oregon. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, signify by saying no. Councilor Kohler, did you want to, you were off the screen for a moment. This is the vote on the order designating no parking zones on Dixon Street.
Well, thank you, Madam Mayor. I'm sorry, I haven't been able to hear hardly anything Mr. Lawyer has said or Councilor Duran, so I have to pass on that.
Okay. So we have all in favor have been the 6 of us, and so Councilor Kohler, you would like to abstain? Okay.
For lack of hearing.
All right. Motion passes with 6 ayes and Councilor Kohler abstaining. Let's go to item 9B, order designating no parking zones on a portion of May Street Northeast, Keizer, Oregon. Back to Mr. Lawyer.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. This is the same situation, only the only real difference here, this one's area is a little bit shorter because of the way the property is configured. 100 feet would be past the property line, so it made sense to just end this at the property line. So other than that, the same reasoning applies, same problem, just a different street.
And the cars are from where?
We believed from the Converted Crossing apartment complex. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because these roads are right across Dearborn from the complex, so.
Yeah. All right. Any questions on the May Street no parking zone? And we lost Councilor Kohler again. Looks like he's having some Zoom issues. Okay. Council President Starr.
I move the Keizer City Council adopt the order designating no parking zones on a portion of May Street Northeast, Keizer, Oregon.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council adopt an order designating no parking zones on a portion of May Street Northeast, Keizer, Oregon. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, signify by saying no. Councilor Kohler, are you able to vote on this one?
No, I'll have to abstain again.
Okay. Motion passes 6 ayes and abstention by Councilor Kohler. I'm sorry you weren't able to hear the discussion on this one, Councilor. Okay, let's go to 9C, ordinance relating to tree preservation, amending Keizer Code, Chapter 18, Article 2. City Manager?
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. This item also is being covered by Mr. Lawyer.
Okay. It's the Bill Lawyer Show.
Madam Mayor and Council, I believe this will be my last staff report presentation of my career, so I'm going to try and make it as exciting as possible.
Okay. I'm on the edge of my seat.
This is to update the tree ordinance portion of the code. It's hard to say because now it's not really just an ordinance or individual ordinance, it's all contained in the code. This current portion of the code relating to the tree preservation was last updated in 1995, and that update primarily consisted of the tree list. There were a few written changes, but not dramatic. It was really an expanded and updated list of trees. Found a few places that they were outdated and don't really define responsibilities. The list of trees needed to be updated so we can include trees that are used in stormwater facilities, and also included with the list a table that provides details on the size and the appropriate planting area for trees. Now, these are street trees, okay? Make sure this is clear. This is not private property, landscaping, this is street trees. The need to update this section of the code was driven primarily by the need to update the list of trees for stormwater planting, and also, as I mentioned, clarify the responsibility of the trees when they are damaging the sidewalks. We'd spoken about this during a work session, and that this was coming. That is updated in the code to codify. I love to say that. I don't get to say that very often. The responsibility, if the sidewalk is damaged by a tree, the city will take the tree down, grind the stump, property owner is responsible to replace the tree and repair the sidewalk, okay? Updating this code, this portion of the code at this time allows for the implementation to be done and also allows the city to remain compliant with the requirements issued in our permits from DEQ on our stormwater permits. DEQ, have a request in our permit to update the code for more expand the list of trees for stormwater drainage facilities, which is in there. And staff recommends adopting this ordinance, updating Chapter 18, Article 2 of the Keizer Code. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
All right, thank you very much. Questions for Mr. Lawyer? I had a comment that I sent to Mr. Lindsay on language over the weekend, and it was more of a grammatical clarification on section 1822.
Yeah, it's page 37 of the packet.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when we get to the motion, I would like to amend that 1B, the grammar doesn't match, where it says when the damage occurring to the sidewalk is caused by the tree, the city will pay ... It doesn't follow the beginning portion of that, so my recommendation that I sent to Mr. Lindsay was to rewrite it as follows. And following on from the beginning of that section, when the damage occurring to the sidewalk is caused by the tree, so this is a second part of a sentence from the beginning, with the further provision that the city will pay to remove the tree and grind the stump, while the adjacent property owner will be responsible to provide and plant a replacement tree and to repair the sidewalk in accordance with Keizer code. So this is just a grammatical adjustment to clarify who does what, but it fits with the first part of the section. Does that make sense? Okay. Mr. Lindsay, you reviewed that and that made sense to you?
It does, and it seems to be, if it flows more nicely for the average person, that's probably better.
Plain
So,
people?
yeah.
Plain person language?
So happy to follow your lead on that change.
Okay, I appreciate that. And then I do have one question on 18-24, sub A, sub 4. The term beauty is in there on trees. And while we have residents who love trees, we have others that consider them a messy nuisance. It felt subjective. Is that just felt too subjective to put into a code? Because we have two other words that deal with the trees.
You're looking at the bottom of page 44?
That is correct, sir.
Yeah, I mean, flowery language like that is usually put in, you put purpose into law too. And so you guys are the ones making this law, so if you don't have the purpose of calling trees beautiful, you don't have to.
Where is it again?
It's at the very bottom of 44.
Page 44, the very bottom is 18-24, sub A, sub 4, and the sentence reads, "The number of trees existing in the neighborhood, the character and property uses in the neighborhood, and the effect of tree removal on neighborhood characteristics, beauty, and property values." And I love trees, I think they're beautiful, and I know that sometimes some people consider them mess.
How do you like the word aesthetics?
I'm good with that, actually.
Change beauty to aesthetics. That can be defined in number 4.
I like it.
Okay.
Just a clarifying question. So you said you're responsible for the tree, but the homeowner's responsible for the sidewalk? Is that what you said?
That is
If
correct.
that tree damaged the sidewalk?
Yes.
That the city planted.
Let me give the explanation on why we did that. The current tree ordinance puts all the responsibility on the property owner, 100%. Take the tree down, grind the stump, fix the sidewalk, plant a tree, okay? For decades, the Public Works Department's policy has been when a tree is damaging a sidewalk, Public Works will have the tree taken down, grind the stump, property owner, replant the tree and fix the sidewalk, okay? So we just codified what our policy has been by this change.
That does make us like it more. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
So with those two adjustments, one in 1822 and one in 1824, are there any other discussion, questions? And so if we're not in discussion yet, this is just prior to a motion. Are we ready to put the motion on the table? Council President Starr?
I move the Keizer City Council adopt ordinance 2026 relating to tree preservation as amended and amending Keizer Code Chapter 18, Article 2.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council adopt ordinance 2026 as amended relating to tree preservation, amending Keizer Code Chapter 18, Article 2. Discussion. Councilor Cross.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I know you just asked this, but I just to get clarification. So if said person moves into a house that the city planted this tree 10 years before they moved in and it destroys the sidewalk, that person has to pay for that sidewalk
The answer is yes. And put a new tree in.
and put a new tree in.
Yeah.
Okay, we're all okay with that?
No, we hate it.
Okay. Okay, well, I don't like it either, so I guess, I don't, so, but then why are we bringing this up? Just to reiterate that we don't like it?
Probably.
So point of clarification, one is that the tree list and so forth, I think, would you be okay in adding this to the conversation of our sidewalk, program?
Yeah, because right now, I just don't see the
That's the
point.
where, let's do that.
I think,
Where it should be.
I think we should have that conversation in the context of our sidewalk repair program. So, Mr. Lawyer?
And I was gonna mention the same thing. We talked about the sidewalk repair
Yes.
and gap program. This is a great discussion for the repair program, a great discussion.
But in the
And
meantime, we need to-
again, I think it was very important to codify the responsibility for the trees to give the property owners assistance by code instead of by policy.
Correct.
Okay, I don't recommend changing the sidewalk ordinance to take responsibility away from the property owners. I think the repair and gap program is a better way to go, because if you change the ordinance and put sidewalks on the city, we're not paving streets anymore, we're fixing sidewalks. So really think hard about that. I know it's not fair, I know it doesn't look good to a property owner, a business owner, any of that, I understand that, but it's a big, big burden on any city to have to pay to maintain sidewalks.
Well, we could allocate so much funding and then, I mean, maybe 5 years before it gets fixed.
So, but-
Contingency.
Yeah. So before we start going down, down that road, I'm gonna go to Counselor Kohler. Hands up.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So, have we come up with an estimated cost, what this would cost to pass this? If we passed it, what it would cost this budget?
I have not evaluated the cost, but it's not any additional than what we're already doing.
Why do I feel like 1,500 sticks in my head? Somebody said something last time.
Are you talking about the cost to a property owner if they should need to repair a piece of sidewalk? Is that your question, Counselor?
Well, I wasn't sure that I heard everything, because I think I know now, but we're saying that if there's a tree that's encroached upon a sidewalk, then the city can take that tree out, grind it, but I first thought I heard that the city was gonna fix the sidewalk, but now I'm hearing that I think that it's up to the property owner, so I guess I just wanna make sure what it is we're actually approving.
Mr. Lawyer, that is what, our current policy and practice is, correct?
That is the current policy, and again, by changing this part of the code, this ordinance, we're not really changing anything in practice. We're just codifying the responsibility for the trees when they're damaging the sidewalk.
Right.
Instead of just doing it, even though the ordinance says otherwise, now the ordinance will say, now you do it, so.
Correct.
But it doesn't change the sidewalk thing.
Just a minute.
The current tree ordinance puts it all on the property owner, period. 100%.
Oh, but they would take it out.
They take it, they're responsible to take it out, grind the stump, plant the tree, everything, so.
I was hoping there was a little.
Council President Starr?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just want to make sure that I'm not imagining things. But this is exactly what we directed Mr. Lawyer to bring back from our last conversation.
Yes.
To us to affirm. That's, okay, I mean, I know we're sitting here all just like, what?
don't like it.
But this is what we ask him to bring back for now.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Head nod from Mr. Lawyer, for the record. Okay. And then any other conversation we'll have will be in the context of our sidewalk gap and repair program, understanding that the liability for the broken sidewalk remains with the property owners in all cases. Okay. All right. Anything further? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously. All right, moving on to 9D, resolutions establishing insurance requirements, and then following resolution and 2 ordinances that will incorporate those insurance requirements. Mr. Brown.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. The city attorney, Lindsay, has these items.
I
Mr.
do,
Lindsay.
Madam Mayor and Council. I also, to be tag teaming with Ms. Vaughn potentially, so I don't know if you wanted to come up, because I know she has sort of been a little bit of the inspiration because of her dealing with vendors and the insurance rates and the complaints ever since we changed them, which was the meeting before I got here. Is when it got changed, so I guess it's taken us 2 years now to revisit this. But the long and the short of this is, right before I got here, they elevated the amounts, the city council did, from the 1 million per incident and 2 million, or 2 million total occurrence, 1 million per individual, got elevated to 2 million per individual, 4 million per occurrence. Looking back on it, I just wanted to make sure, and I don't know if it was overzealousness on the part of being protective, but our current tort claim limits as a locality are lower than the state limits. And so they're still at, it's like, I put it in here, 700, or no, excuse me, for a single claimant, it's 879,000 and 1.7 million for multiple claimants for the same occurrence. And so really it's unnecessary for us to go to the higher limits. And then looking at the tort claim limits in general, they've been upheld to be constitutional. And punitive damages aren't really allowed against local governments. So really the only way people can kind of get above these limits are if there's willful bad acts that are proven. And if there's willful bad acts that are proven, those actually go against the individuals themselves because they're acting outside the scope of their employment. And what we're not even talking about employees, we're talking about contractors, right? So if these contractors are willfully acting bad, they're on their own. So I just wanted to cover all of that and tie it in a big bow and say, this still does protect the city to the tort claim limits, but what it's going to do is save these folks money when they try to sign up to be a vendor for us. And I asked Lily to please look into all sorts of stuff, and one of the things was how many instances, you guys were asking, how much have we had to rely on this insurance? And you found the answer, right?
Yes.
And how much is it?
So we have Lily Vaughn, Keizer resident. We have currently 20 vendors. 9 do food only, 5 do alcohol only, and 6 do both. Can I have you repeat the question, please?
Oh, yeah, and I sort of was getting at a different thing, but thank you for that information, because that's stuff I don't know too. No, the idea of, in the last 5 years, we haven't even had an incident, right? And in the last 10 years, I think 1. And so this is a way of saving money and not really dealing with too much high liability. The other issue is we wanted to be consistent across all, so that's why all of these resolutions are here to change if you want to go back to the 1 and 2. I guess part of the question I could ask you is, of those, have other people said it's too rich for their blood and they can't do it anymore, so it's actually lowering the amount of vendors that we would possibly have?
Yes, so I did bring that information. Because the current contracts all expire at the same time, it's within the last few months that we've asked for insurance to be renewed, and people are not wanting to do that. So we have 3 that have left and not wanted to be on the list, 3 vendors. One of those is a very familiar vendor who helps a lot with Rotary or has helped a lot with Rotary and Chamber events. One vendor did waiver and really have to decide if he was going to pay the fees. And I have a future caterer as well who is balking at the amounts. So as these numbers have gone from 1 to 3 people wanting to drop off the list, we thought it was time to ask these questions.
Absolutely. So what I'm also hearing is this is, the city would be well covered under the proposed change. It's what we had prior to 2 years ago. And this is also something that will help small business. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Madam Mayor, may I also
Mr.
add
Lindsay.
to that question, or idea is, our risk manager called her counterpart at CIS, who represents us, is it Dustin Karstetter? And their conversation was, CIS actually is fine as long as we're covered up to the tort claim amounts. And so, because we're a locality, we have that lesser amount.
Okay. Excellent.
May I add something to help paint the picture? So we are talking $2 to $4 million annually that they'd have to pay to their insurance premiums. And so if some of these places are doing just 1 or 2 caterings a year, that is not covering that cost.
Councilor Christopher?
Why did we change 2 years ago? What caused that change? Why would we double the rates?
I can't say precisely. I think the idea is because there are different limits out there, the state limits, perhaps the idea was, we need to, do it to the highest number. I'm not sure. But
No one remembers?
It was recommended by legal, paralegal.
The other guy? Yeah. Brand X? Okay.
Cover our butts.
Yeah.
Well, and there are cases, and that's why I wanted to mention bad acts, is because there are cases where you see really catastrophically high, but it's always because of bad actors, and it's usually abuse cases and or like medical malpractice. So there's stuff like that because OHSU is a state entity as well, and so you see some of these big strong headlines and they look scary, but this covers us pretty well.
Yeah. Okay. So far insurance is good with it. So Council President Starr, Councilor Kohler has a question.
Thank you, Mayor. I know that I helped with an event in October last year, and it was with National Boy Scouts is who we were getting the insurance through, and their umbrella policy is limited to $1 million, and it was quite an arduous undertaking to get that $2 million coverage. Made it really hard.
That's a great example. Council President Starr?
And just to clarify, one at a time.
Yes, please, just so, because I can't assume that everybody's going to vote exactly the same on each one, but.
Alrighty. I move that the Keizer City Council adopt Resolution R2026 establishing insurance requirements.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council adopt Resolution R 2026 establishing insurance requirements. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. 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 Opposed signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously. Council President Starr?
I move that the Keizer City Council adopt Resolution R2026 adopting use policies and rates for the Keizer Event Center, amending Resolution R2024-3435.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council adopt Resolution R 2026, adopting use policies and rates for the Keizer Event Center, amending Resolution R 2024-3435. Discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously.
I move that the Keizer City Council adopt ordinance number 2026 relating to park regulations and amending Keizer Code Section 28-26.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council adopt, ordinance, I just lost my place. There it is. Adopt ordinance number 2026 relating to park regulations, amending Keizer Code Section 28-26. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously. And one more.
I move that the Keizer City Council adopt ordinance number 2026 relating to parades, special events, and block parties, amending Keizer Code Section 36-100.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council adopt ordinance number 2026 relating to parades, special events, and block parties, amending Keizer Code Section 36-100. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously. Good work, everybody. And thank you, Ms. Vaughn, for bringing that to our attention, and Mr. Lindsay for your work on it.
Yeah, Lily, really good.
Thank you. Appreciate. Let's go to item 9E, resolution amending the stormwater utility fee, amending resolution R 2014-2504, repealing R 2025-3586. Mr. Brown?
Madam Mayor and Council, Mr. Wood has this item.
All right, Mr. Wood.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, City Council. This is to correct an error. When the resolution was adopted to adopt the new stormwater utility fee, we had an incorrect rounding convention included. The fee is currently $7.89, and the convention provided it be rounded up in $5 increments. I thought that was a little extreme, although it was kind of exciting when I first saw it. So this is to go back and correct the rounding convention, so it'll be rounded to the nearest penny for the next several years. And with that, I'd be free to address any questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Any questions on the resolution or staff report? Pardon? We're not using pennies. There we go. Computers can still do it, right? Council President Starr.
I move that Keizer City Council adopt resolution R 2026, amending the stormwater utility fee and amending resolution R 2014-2504 and repealing R 2025-3586.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council adopt resolution R 2026, amending the stormwater utility fee, amending resolution R 2014-2504, repealing R 2025-3586. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously. Item 9F, resolution adopting the 2026 to 2030 Keizer Strategic Plan. Mr. Brown.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. Exciting day for you. This has gone through a work group and the full City Council, and it's here with the amendments that were made at our last meeting for approval.
All right, thank you very much. Any questions or comments from council on the staff report or the plan as presented?
Nope, good job.
Yep, I would absolutely concur. Good job. Thank you to Mr. Brown, who worked with the entire ELT. Actually invite executive leadership team, acronym, the entire city staff, and the work group that put a lot of time into reviewing, and of course, the input from people in the community as well. All right, Council President Starr.
I move that the Keizer City Council adopt resolution R 2026, adopting the 2026 to 2030 Keizer Strategic Plan.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council adopt resolution R 2026, adopting the 2026 to 2030 Keizer Strategic Plan. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously. And one more. Just one more.
But it's a discussion, and it's 8:45.
Agreed.
And there's other work to be done. I'm wondering, I would like to move that we push that to the next meeting.
Yes,
Can we?
and? Yes, we're going to go ahead and push the Bailey Road property to the next one.
Yes.
So everybody look at the pictures that were included in the packet, so we will be able to move through that at that time. All right, let's go to other business. This time is provided to allow the mayor, city council members, or staff an opportunity to bring new oral matters before the council that are not on tonight's agenda. I'm going to staff first.
No, it was tip of the hat to Sarita.
Okay. Mr. Brown, does staff have additional business tonight?
I'm looking at, Council President Starr for the chair of the, Public Safety Task Force. Did you want me to cover that, or do you want to?
Why don't you take the lead and I will back clean up if necessary.
That sounds good, because I usually have to be cleaned up after, so. The task force met last week, and we feel like this is such an important topic. They didn't finish, they asked us, staff, to go back and do some more work, collect more data, and which we're having success at. But we feel like it's such an important topic that we let the task force meet next Monday in lieu of, we were hoping to have a council meet on to discuss the recommendation of the task force. But since they're not ready yet, that the task force meet instead.
Okay.
Well, great, sorry.
I was just
You're
thinking
welcome to
three
come.
of you got to put the
Yeah.
other three to
I'll
work.
watch you.
Yep. We can come, but we can't, if we do, we have to be disengaged because that would achieve quorum and we can't do that as our city attorney is over there going, yes.
Wait, so this, past this?
It will, the Monday, we're gonna change the meeting next Monday will no longer be a work session, it will be a meeting of the task force,
Oh, sorry. Oh,
okay? So you can watch it online.
cool.
All right. All right, so by consensus, we will be making that change under our agenda input.
Thank you.
All right? Council,
Sorry, and those packets with that data will be out when?
We're shooting for Wednesday afternoon.
Great,
Is our
thank
normal
you.
deadline.
okay. Chief, did you have anything to add?
I did not. We've been working hard, and we even met earlier today to ensure this is, we're getting you all the information you need. So I think we're pretty solid on the information. We're just putting it into a nice little presentation for you. So, yeah.
And if you have any questions about if that's the data that we're looking for, because I know we've been asking for certain things, please feel free to reach out to any of us to do a check if that's what we're looking for. Thank you.
I just want to commend the staff and the work group for bringing forth some of the most complete information about police services in our community that I have ever seen. And it really helps inform the community when questions are raised. We can go to, this is what the data shows, instead of, well, I feel that, or, this has been only my own experience. There are 40,000 people here with 40,000 experiences, so the data is going to be critical for understanding what's really going on in our community. The things that a lot of us just don't see, but our police do. So thank you so much for that. Other business? Counselor Christopher.
Thank you. So tonight, an extraordinary thing happened, and a Keizer city employee is retiring after 37 years. So what I'd like to talk to the city council about is when the city councilors leave their position, depending on whether they served 4 years or 8 years, we give them permanent recognition by, I think one is we plant a tree if it's one term. If it's 2 terms, you get a bench and you get a plaque on that bench. Regardless of anyone who may be retiring after 37 years, I would like to say anybody who has worked for the city for 35 years or more, I would like us to give them a bench with a plaque on that bench. And as we know, we get to choose where we want our bench to be. And then there's a plaque that recognizes the length of service that those individuals gave to the citizens of Keizer. And I would like to do that, and I wanted to do it tonight so that if there was a retirement party later this week, we would be able to announce that at the retirement party. So that would be my motion, that any city employee who has served the city at least 35 years would receive a bench in their honor with a plaque stating their length of service.
Motion to suspend the rules to take up the matter of park bench policy for long-term city employees.
So moved.
Second?
It's moved and seconded to suspend the rules to take up the matter as stated. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously. So a motion to,
So the motion is, any city employee who has worked, accumulated at least 35 years of service as a city employee would be honored by having a bench and a plaque that will detail their length of service for the city.
Second.
it's been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council approve a policy for
Effective
long-term
immediately.
long-term employees of 35 years or more to have a park bench and commemorative plaque effective immediately. Is that a fair restatement?
Yeah. Yep.
Any further discussion? Counselor Kohler?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I wonder if we should actually just make that 30 years and then maybe look back and see if there are some other employees that we should recognize also, and by putting a bench with a plaque on it and their names also.
Asking for
Is
an
that a
amendment.
friendly amendment?
Yes.
By God, it is.
Any objection?
No. I quite like that idea, because Tracy Davis served, I don't know, 30-something.
That friendly amendment.
Yeah.
There's no objection to the amendment, so the motion stands amended to 30 years?
Yep.
Okay, any further discussion?
Why do you look confused?
It doesn't take much.
Kibbutzing on the side. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you very much. Staff updates?
Nope, I got another.
One more.
Yes, that's right, go ahead.
But just one more.
Just one more.
Okay.
We got 6 minutes, Soraya, calm down.
Okay, I've already done more talking than I should have, so I'm gonna try and do this quick. Or more than I usually do. I want to bring back the vote on the regional scenario plan that we voted on last week. And, see, let me go to my notes so I can remember what I said. After we voted on that, I was thinking about, I want to reconsider that. After thinking of all the stuff that DLCD's dragging, pushing down our throats, and the additional 400 pages we're having to deal with, I would like to reconsider that vote and, think about making a change on how we discussed that. And, since they are constantly changing the rules.
So we have to do a suspension again?
So, this would be a call for reconsideration.
Yep.
So this would be require 5 to approve it. It's not a simple majority.
So as long as when a motion to reconsider, just so that you can get the old motion back on the table, it is a majority, but it's got the provision that it has to be somebody who's going to change their vote. So my understanding was, I think it was, Lori was the only no vote, excuse me, Counselor Christopher, was the only no vote. And so if he wants to reconsider changing his vote,
Then he can
then he can do it because he was a yes vote.
With what, a simple majority, 4?
A majority, but he has to make the motion.
Our council rules,
Or somebody who wants to change their vote
our
has to make
council
it.
rules are 5.
Oh, let me look at the council
Yeah.
rules.
And then can I ask a clarifying question while we're
Yes,
doing that?
while he's looking that up.
Are we having that vote and discussion tonight?
That's, if it's called for reconsideration, that's exactly, yeah.
Is that a
Because it-
motion?
Or can we just, can the motion just be to bring it back for consideration at the next meeting since it's 8:55? And we
Mr.
still
Lindsay?
have executive session?
Yes, yeah.
Allow me really quickly, I'm trying to find, because it is true, the way that Robert's rules usually works is if you have your own rules, they supersede the Robert's
I
rules.
marked it because I made that boo-boo a couple of years ago.
Yeah, and so I want to make sure if,
But
Mayor-
here's the question.
Yeah.
If all that happens and he moves for reconsideration and reconsideration goes through, does it have to be tonight? Once it's been approved that we will reconsider it. Can we once that action has happened tonight, can we then reconsider it at our next meeting?
But the motion will be back on the table
yeah.
that we just
So-
voted, that we voted on at that point. So then we have to take that, matter back up.
You would have to take it up, you could take it up and then table it.
Yeah.
Because that's an action on it.
But has it been sent?
Well, but you'd have to, I guess what you'd have to do is re-vote.
Okay,
Let me.
I've got it.
Yeah. Oh, I found it at the same time. Page 23?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so suspension of rules is 5. Okay, page 23.
Hey, what was that?
I have no idea.
Somebody's watching Facebook, they're bored of that.
What was
that? I don't know. But that doesn't mean that, I mean, if he's already submitted, that's fine. We're just saying that we didn't like it. Is that what we're saying? Well,
No.
I think.
Or no, excuse me, it's page
Mr.
18.
Witham.
I just wanted to, I was trying to figure it out. So the motion that we asked for at the last meeting was to authorize staff to submit the plan. That's all the motion was for. So the plan, just so you all know, is that the submittal is happening with all 3 jurisdictions. One plan is being submitted. So Salem Council met last week and they authorized staff to submit the plan in conjunction with Keizer and Marion County, just like I was authorized to submit the plan with Salem and Marion County, right? So Marion County staff, who had already had conversations, they are also meeting this week, is my understanding. So the plan, it has not been sent yet to DLCD. So if council chooses to not have that motion of authorizing staff, I'm gonna have to look to Mr. Lindsay. I don't particularly want to get fired. So if it's Shane, don't submit it, I think there would have to be something that would have to be, I'm not sure.
Mandatory submittal.
It is well, I'm not the lawyer, so.
Madam Mayor, first things first, I found on page 18, 11.6, motion for reconsideration. Our rules require a majority vote of those present.
Thank you.
And then the other thing is, as a matter, after a matter has been reconsidered, at the very bottom of that section, it says it shall not preclude the issue from being raised in the future but not before the next regular meeting. So if you want to reconsider this, you can send it for a future date.
Okay.
Right, but in the meantime, the current vote stands and Mr. Witham is authorized to submit because this is going to move forward when Marion County gets their job done, and then this is going together concurrently. Is that not correct?
That was the plan of the staff members that were there at all of the meetings. So yeah, that was kind of the plan. So I mean, really, it would just be, I guess, I don't want to be out of step, but I would just need some direction from someone if I need to be calling somebody tonight to say, hey, don't submit anything. And actually, I guess the way the submittal is going to work, it's via email. It just emails the document, and then staff from Marion County, staff from Keizer are going to concur. So Salem was going to send it in, we're going to concur. Yep. So I guess I just need to know if I need to not concur.
Because right now, the direction that you got was, yeah, we're holding our noses and we're putting that, go ahead and send that in because we've got other things riding on that. Okay. Counselor Christopher?
If I remember correctly, at our last council meeting, you said, you don't have to take a vote on this, but I'd feel better if you took a vote on this because we're required to send this information in regardless. So if that had been a 7-vote no, you would still have to send it in.
Yes.
Right.
Just without our blessing.
Right. So why did we take a vote?
Well, the
vote is taken when there's a decision to be made.
Sure.
There's no decision to be made.
Sure.
We're required to do that.
Yeah, I'll just say the determination to ask for council's authorization, that was across the board at the staff level with Marion County, with Salem, and with Keizer staff, that we wanted to make sure that the full council was aware.
Was aware.
Yes,
But didn't have to
the
vote.
2 representatives from our council that sat on the TAC wanted it to go before the full council for authorization as well.
You did.
Oh, heck yes.
Yeah, they wanted that to be known that it was being authorized at the city level as well. My actual boss the city manager said, yeah, this is an important enough item that it should see light in front of council. So that was why the decision was made. There was nothing in the rule per se, and I may have not communicated that correctly last meeting, and I apologize, but there was nothing in the actual rule. The rule says we have to submit a Salem Keizer regional scenario plan that's going to guide our future TSP updates. So.
Follow up?
Follow up?
So if there is a suspension of the rules, if that is granted and he moves for reconsideration, and that consideration turns out to be a no vote, no vote is taken. Just no vote is taken. It becomes a staff report, an acknowledgement, if you will, that the work has been done. There's no vote to be taken because you have to submit it. What changes?
Yeah, I mean, it could theoretically be nothing. As I said, I'm not the lawyer, so I'm gonna look to him and go, hey, Joe, what do I do now? So.
There is some ambiguity in the rules. The one rule calls, that says
What rules are we talking about?
Well, so there's an OAR in 660-012. Yeah, yeah, and that talks about a scenario plan. It's 44 has the scenario plan. Anyway, in that rule, it highlights the Salem Keizer regional area because we're a metropolitan area, and says it's like sub 3, and it says basically that cities and counties in that area must submit. That's the word.
Yep.
And then and then in 12, this Division 12 or whatever of it, it does say the hearings or the commission could have a hearing if you don't, but it also says it could consider you either together with the counties or separate, depending on
If we didn't submit.
that's permissive of them. So
Yeah.
so I mean, they may or may not even look at us individually, right? If we allow it to be handed in. But I don't know that for a fact. They could look at us individually, but also ministerially, if it sounds like you guys don't, if you say you didn't want to touch it, but you wanted to say, staff, we still want you to follow the law. We could
Still want
just
you to what?
follow the law, the rule, then we could do it that way too.
Exactly.
So I'm going to press halt here. We need to have a vote on the reconsideration before we continue this conversation, because right now we're rehashing what we already did 2 weeks ago. So what I'm hearing from you, Councilor Duran, is that you want to call for reconsideration.
Yes.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for reconsideration. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, signify by saying no. No. Councilor Kohler, vote on reconsideration?
Yes.
Okay, motion for reconsideration has passed. This motion is back on the table, and that was the motion to authorize Shane to submit the, scenario plan to, Marion County, to, DLCD.
And that motion is particularly on page 11
Yes.
of your packet because the minutes got in it.
Yes.
So the motion's right there.
Madam Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we extend this meeting until this topic is completed.
At least you could talk it. I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded to extend the meeting to, complete this topic. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, signify by saying no. The meeting is extended. Thank you. All right.
Thanks.
We need the minutes for the actual, okay, regular session minutes.
So now what are you gonna do?
Well, I've got to go back on
Not you, him.
I've got to find the motion.
Okay.
Hang on, I'm trying to scroll to
I
it.
thought you didn't want to take a vote.
Well, but this motion is, let's make sure that everybody's clear what motion is back on the table.
Okay.
Okay. The motion was that the city council authorize staff to submit the Salem Keizer Regional Scenario Plan to the State Department of Land Conservation and Development, DLCD, as required by the state's Climate Friendly and Equitable Communities, CFEC rules. That was the motion that we have just brought back on the table. So we can either vote on that now, or it can be, table to the future. The thing is that we have a potential deadline because it's going to get submitted at some point. Well, it's going to, would you say it again?
He can submit it. It doesn't matter what action we take, Kathy. That has to be submitted as the regional plan. If there is no vote taken, he still submits it. It could have come to us as an informational item only, saying, I've done all the work that I was required to do by law, and as required by law, it's going to be submitted with Marion County and the city of Salem. For your information.
So what I'm hearing is that the change may be, instead of authorize, to change that word to acknowledge,
That's close.
that we acknowledge that he's going
I would
to,
take that, yeah.
to acknowledge that he's going to submit this plan.
We just don't know.
And that it does not have an opinion, pro or con. It simply acknowledges its existence.
Much better.
Is that the direction you would like to go?
That is what I was thinking.
Okay, somehow I managed to
That's so much
absorb
better than
that.
authorize.
Whatever you just.
That was much easier than what I would have said.
Okay, so stand by on that one. I'm going to go Counselor Kohler, because what we'll have to do is we will have to vote no on this and then reissue the motion with the word substituted. Take out the approve and put in acknowledge. Is that direction that the council would like to go?
Yeah, I can live with that.
Okay. Mr. Lindsay, did I get that
Are we good?
sequence correct?
Yeah, that'll work. Unless
I will
you
do
wanted to friendly amend the motion since it's now just on the table.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do that.
Because I want to make sure that we okay, hang on. Counselor Kohler, you have your hand up.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just want to make sure that I understand fully, because I haven't been able to hear everything, but if no matter how we vote on this, Mr. Witham is required to submit the paperwork, is that correct?
Unless we say no, but we don't.
It says, under the rules that city and counties must, in our region, put it forward in a timely fashion. Can you hear that?
Did you hear that?
Councilor Kohler?
I think so.
Yeah, and then, but the piece of this is,
Commit us to do it, is that correct?
Oh, yeah.
I guess, what the real challenge is how big is this protest, I guess? Right? Like, would you want to go as far as to say, don't follow that law because we don't like it?
No.
You see what I mean?
We already
And so-
lost that one at the Supreme Court.
Yeah, and so if the idea is, of course you guys must do what you have to do by the OARs, then yeah, the city can submit it, if that makes sense. But if the idea is you guys are going to acknowledge it, but then the city's got to do legally what it has to do,
Yes.
then that's fine.
Like the mayor said, it's not a yes, it's not a no, it's acknowledgement that you're gonna send it in.
Yeah, my real thing was looking at here where it says, motion passed unanimously or ununanimously as follows, 6-1. And that just didn't look right to me. So I wanted to change my vote. So it just looked like we all loved it, even though we said we didn't. But, so I wanted to reconsider that. And that's why.
So, Council President Starr, so the current motion on the table is what I just read, and so what I'm hearing is that you'll go ahead and make the motion, and then we will amend.
Friendly amendment, yeah.
Go.
Okay. I move that the city council authorize staff to submit the Salem Keizer Regional Scenario Plan to the State Department of Land Conservation and Development as required by the state's climate-friendly and equitable communities rules.
So I will second, and then I'm going to amend to remove the word authorize and substitute the word acknowledge. So that the city council acknowledge that staff will submit the Salem Keizer Regional Scenario Plan.
That's much better.
That sounds good.
Is there any objection to that amendment?
No.
The amendment is now incorporated into the motion. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously.
Much better.
Thank
Paul, Really.
Thank you for working through that. With that, we will forego our updates and committee reports. At this time, we have agenda input. We have now changed the work session to a meeting of the Police Fee Task Force. On the 17th of February, we'll meet in regular session at 6 p.m. That is a Tuesday. And then on February 23rd, we will have a town hall community listening session on the Parks Master Plan. With that, I would like to read this announcement. The City Council will now meet in executive session pursuant to ORS 192.660, parens 2, parens E, to conduct deliberations with persons designated by the governing body to negotiate real property transactions. Representatives of the news media shall be allowed to attend. Representatives of the news media are specifically directed not to report on any of the deliberations during the executive session, except to state the general subject of the session as previously announced. No decision will be made in this executive session. The City Council, along with the City Manager, City Attorney, Assistant City Manager, Economic Development Advisor, and City Recorder may attend. The meeting will take place in the Public Works Planning Conference Room, and at the end of the executive session, the council will not be taking action and will adjourn the meeting. So it is 9:12. This council is recessed to executive session. Thank you all very much.